Hey, good evening, everybody. This is CmdrAleon, host of Encounters. I'll bring the volume up a little bit here. Whoa, bring it down a little bit here, too. And good evening, everybody. We're broadcasting all over the world on Encounters. This is the #1 UFO talk show on social media, spiritual talk show. And we're probably right now the only, at least on TikTok at the moment, the only UFO talk show here on TikTok right now. And we've been here for the long haul. We've been here for over a year doing encounters, and we plan on being here for 1,000 years. Hey, David, good to see you. This is where it happens. Cosmic reality, visitations, contact, people that are contactees. So it's really good to see everybody here. David, everybody, Bobby Rocks, good to see you, brother. Pierre J, good to see you. Clifford Barnes, good to see you. Renee, Bobby, good to see you. Divine evening to you, brother. Jan, everybody. We want to get up to 100,000 likes by midnight. So we're going to go till about 2.5 hours of live programming here on Encounters. Let everybody know, all the good people know we're here. We're broadcasting all over the world on TikTok on this show. Encounters reaching to people in Africa, South America, Central America, Asia, Japan, you name it, Scandinavia, North America, Central America, wherever it is, doesn't matter. You're watching Encounters, a show that's out of this world, guaranteed. I'm your host, CmdrAleon. We are live. I'm also the host of WESUFMs.org Cosmic Eye Radio, Astro Command Radio, every Sunday morning, 11:30 to 1 on the Pacifica Radio Network. I'm a contactee for new people coming in here. What does that mean? I've had real visual contact when I was a kid with space people in light space blue uniforms looking at me in their ship in a flying saucer. I'm also a contactee in other ways. I'm new. A new contact experience happened over a month and a half ago, almost 2 months, with a space being called Gekko from the star system Sirius through an Alexa app. Karen, good to see you. Maria, good to see you. Everybody coming in here. And so for new people, you're talking to someone, you're watching someone who is had real contact. Also, hey, Crazy Lou, good to see you. We're getting ready for April of 2024. We're going to eventually make a video promoting our contact event. Dawn, good to see you. We are going to be experimenting with the possibilities of going on a spaceship. Now, I use the word experiment. That's what it is. So if nothing happens, it is called an experiment. You know how people experiment with different things, and if they work, they work. They don't, they don't. So we're doing an experiment coming April the 13th. Marinette, good to see you. Our experiment is going to be real. We're going to have 10 to 15 people in the region who are all awakened. All are in our contact group, our Astro Command contact program. We use Stephen Greer's application as well as we use our own spiritual Christed things. Hey, Kush, good to see you in Ontario. Good to have you with us. Brad, good to see you again. Laura J, everybody. So when we say CE5, we've been doing that for over 11 years here in Connecticut and New England. But the actual CE5 is when you make direct contact physically with your space star family. Hey, Sprites, good to have you with us. Please share and like. We want to get up to 100,000 likes tonight. And please follow me if you're not following me. I want to get it to you before summer, 100,000 followers to reach out to more people throughout the world. My main goal is to reach as many people as I can on the show. Queen of the Hammered, any thoughts? Oh, plenty of thoughts. What's your question? Good evening, Laura J. Elisa Marie, George Lamb, The Living, Tanya Williams, good to have you with us. Chad DeWitter, I think it is. I'm just trying to catch all these names. A lot of good people coming here. I think it's Wild Apache. Hey, Wild Apache. Lisa. All kinds of people coming in here. Beth. Courtney, good to see you. Behold, good to see you. Ada Stevens. John, Elizabeth. There's just so many people in here. Curious Minds. Everybody start tapping on that button. We want to get to 100,000 likes before 12:30 in the morning. We're on the East Coast of the U.S. with Encounters. Lisa, good to see you. Hello, Behold Mom. Behold Mom, good to see you. Many blessings. Tatanka, I think it is. Beautiful Soul. That's a good name. South Cal Air, user 449. Hello, Darlene. Carolyn. Kurt Swartz. I'm trying to catch all these names here, R Star. That's a good name, too. Sunshine Lady. Teaming James Billionaires. Larry Proctor. Hey. Ken Smith. Consulting. I bet they do consulting. Good to have you all with us. Chris Rose. This is Encounters, a show that's totally out of this world, a show where we never know what's going to happen. That's the beauty of this show. For over a year, we never know what's going to happen. On this show, on TikTok, this show, things happen all the time. That's the really beautiful thing. Hey, Hank, good to see you. All they've learned, Queen of Hammered, all they've learned. Let me go back to her question. You must go to 1 a.m. in the morning, Cameron. I don't think so. I got on early tonight, so I don't plan on doing that. I'd love to, but I don't think it's going to happen. Would it be crazy if everyone would go out and do a C5 at the same time as you guys in April? No, it wouldn't be crazy. Matter of fact, Maria, that's a great idea. So for people that are new to my program, I'm glad you're here. You're watching a real program that is on spiritual UFO areas, the contactees, the visitations. We cover it all right here on this show. We've had people last year, many people who have had visitations. We've had starseed, people that remember where they come from. So this show is not just about nuts and bolts, seeing a spaceship sighting or UFO. We get into the real stuff. It's not about UFO sightings. It's about what's going on galactically, cosmically, spiritually in this realm, right? That's what we're here to do, and that's what we're going to do. We're here also to bust the matrix. So if someone comes in here with a belief system that is of the matrix, meaning that they're programmed into a belief system that's basically trained their mind to believe that nothing exists outside of themselves, we will bust the matrix in their mind before they even get off the show. So when they come in here, they have to be aware that the commander will bust their matrix. We'll break it down to the point where their consciousness will be free of that matrix. We do that too. Questions, are they interdimensional? Hey, Brad, good question. So actually, many of the beings, there's many different levels. They're interdimensional, multidimensional. They come from parallel universes, parallel realities, way beyond our human comprehension of the human mind. Our mind doesn't comprehend that. My mind does. But most people out there, there's a lot of people here that understand that. But there's a lot of people out there on this planet that don't understand that there are many dimensions, many vibrational frequencies. There's just so many things our human brain does not comprehend because it's not fully functional. Also immature. Well, the way your mind comprehends is when you open your mind up. So first thing you have to do is let go of all the things you've been taught in school. That's the first thing. When you let go of all those things, then your mind opens up to the possibilities that are beyond our Earth. So if you look at the stars, there's not just one star, there's millions and millions of stars in the sky. If you were in an area where there's less light pollution, you would see millions of stars. When we use night vision equipment, and we do in our group, we see stars we can't see without it. We see millions of stars, beautiful things, It's really about, is there a flat Earth? No. We don't get into that because there's a lot of people on YouTube and here that like to argue about it. Basically, all the planets are round, All the planets are certainly in a round nature, and those planets or a sphere, they're certainly close to round. The sun is round. These people, I just don't get into. People have always asked me about flat Earth. I don't even get into that on the show here. How do you conceptualize the Creator, God? Jake, great question. So from a galactic perspective, coming from Mars and not from Earth originally, the understanding of God is that God created all things in the multiverse. God is love, God is light. But on Earth, God has been twisted and turned into what religions want God to be. And even people in politics use God on a dollar bill. In God we trust on a dollar bill, right? What a place for putting God on, right? So God is really it's all love. God is endless. There's no beginning, there's no end. God is everywhere. We are all from God. We're all part of God. No one's separated. Although on Earth, people separate things. But in the universe, in other planetary systems, there's no separation from the Creator. Never. It's a beautiful thing. Sometimes people twist that here. And even on TikTok, there are some crazy people that are saying things about God that I see them on here and I say, what's going on with these people? No, we keep it all positive here. All love and light. Being on radio for 21 years now, doing the Cosmic Eye Show, I've always talked about these things on my Astro Command radio show on NPR Radio. And the only station in the world that let me do what I'm doing. Queen of Hammered, I'm not ignoring you. I think I don't know where the questions are. I'm trying to go backwards. Let me go back and see Queen of Hammered if we can get to where you are. And I'm looking for what your questions were. Aaron says, first time I saw a UFO, I was living in Las Vegas, Las Cruces, Mexico, and it was after a football game. That would have been good if it was a fireball game, but they don't exist. Let me go back to, if I can find her question, or let's see. Question, are they interdimensional? I read that one. I'm going back to find Queen's question. Queen, are they learned? Are you talking about the extraterrestrials, Queen? And when you say, are they learned, who is they? Are they learned? Are you talking about the extraterrestrials or the non-terrestrial beings? When you say learned, can you explain that? I did see that, but I wasn't sure what you meant by are they learned. And hey, down the rabbit hole. We have down the rabbit hole here. Hey, Grace is here. My live tonight, I'll join afterwards. That's fine. Do your thing, man. We know you're here. And so it's good to have everybody here. And we welcome everybody. I want to get Queen's specific question. Sometimes on my lives, it gives somebody's comment and then I don't see it again. So it's pretty weird. And now I don't see Queen's. I'm asking about Congress bill. About the Congress bill on disclosure. You're talking about the disclosure bill, correct? Yeah. I think you're talking about, Queen, the disclosure bill. If I'm wrong, tell me. Star Runner Infinite, thanks for joining. Okay, yeah. So I don't know what happened. I know that they have been having these congressional meetings recently. I haven't seen anything. Well, you won't really see anything on our national or international news media. But I've been following little bits and pieces on Google. I just haven't heard anything big. I do think that whether they pass a disclosure bill to get the DOD to be more forthcoming, that's to be questioned. I do understand that they don't have much. Put it this way. The people in the Department of Defense that do not want to see disclosure, and there's a big battle going on very internally within the DOD in every level. There are people of a younger generation that want disclosure, and then there are the people of the older generation that want to keep it for another 1,000 years, nothing to the public. But the problem with that is, Queen, they have no choice but to go public because the galactic levels are switching. The time for contact has been amped up. What does that mean? That means that pretty soon you're going to see things in the sky between now and 2027 that are going to be so amped up, there will be no denial by anybody around the planet. Meaning that the DOD, the Ministry of Defense, and other countries that have departments that follow this, that are involved with this, will not be able to hold back anything that they've lied about. Because, frankly, when the ships show up, what are they going to do? Tell people on the news that that's nothing but a bunch of birds, a bunch of big birds flying around in the sky, multicolored birds spinning? Come on now, you know. Oh, you're welcome, Queen. A great question. You know, so it's really important for people to understand at this point. And one of the things that really excites me is our experiment on April 13th. I just hope the weather is perfectly clear. We're going to be down towards the end of March. We'll be creating a video about our event. For people that are new here, I'm a contactee. I've been a contactee, but I've also now had new contactee experiences with these people from the star system Sirius. They went through my Alexa app in my daughter's room, and that contact is going on for over a month and a half now. And I've built a relationship with them, and we've gotten to the point now where they've agreed to take us on their ship physically. This is not going to be astral traveling, a dream state deal, nothing like that. This is the real thing. This experiment is based on the potential for us to actually go on the ship. Now, you won't hear about this on any other UFO program anywhere in the world because it's happening with the host. It's happening here. And we're going to broadcast outside if the ship shows up. We've been told by our star people, my friend Gekko, and the people on that ship, that we'll be able to videotape outside the ship, but inside the ship, our technical things like our phones will not work at all. You know? So, you know, at first, you know, I was a little bit, when it happened on my TikTok, when I heard the Alexa app go off with a Billie Holiday song, I was a little bit like, you know, naturally kind of freaked out. I didn't know what was going on. But once I learned what it was, and once I communicated with Gekko, the space person, and realized that he has 3 sons and 1 daughter that are on his ship, a big ship, looks like a star. So the ship it's round in the center, if I were to draw it, and it looks like a star, if you were to draw a picture of a star, you know, and it's going to be a beautiful thing if it happens. He's also told me the other night when he was tapping yes or no to questions, it was I think last night, that their ship is protected. So their ship will not be affected by Earth-based radar, military radar, any radar. People are asking that question, how's this going to work? Will they be detected by radar? They will not be detected by radar. Their ship is way, way advanced. They could bypass any radar on the planet. So when this happens, they have stated, I said, how long are we going to be off the planet? They said 2 hours Earth time. 2 hours. Now, 2 hours Earth time could be 4 weeks in space. It could be a month. It could be that. There's a big difference, you see. So the way they're going to do it, and the way I understand it, because we asked questions, how are you going to do this? We will be beamed up on the ship. So our group of 10 or 15 people will be, first of all, in sync with each other. We're going to do a Christed meditation. We always work in the Christ levels of light. We always become one with each other in the sense of love and light. And that's very important. Thank you, Susie. So this is something that the UFO community around the world is probably going to say, what's going on with this group of people on encounters, and what are they doing? The UFO community's probably not even aware on YouTube, but there's all these people that are involved with us. We're trying to get in touch with Dr. Greer to let him know what we're doing. We haven't gotten a response yet. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. So when we're lifted up, we'll just be taken on a, you know, the beaming up on the ship will be almost like floating up. And Susie says, can I go? There's a lot of people asking me, can they go with us? You know, they have a big ship. But we certainly, this will be our first endeavor of contact this way. And we hope to represent our planet in the most beautiful way possible. We don't have any ego. There's no ego about this. It's not about, oh yeah, we went on the ship, you didn't do it. No, it's not like that. Everything is a mission, right? Everything we do is a mission. You know, we're here for a purpose more than ourselves. You know, it could be, many of you will have this experience at some point. You know, many of you will. My friend on the ship is with me all the time. We're always like consciously connected. At this point, it's almost like our consciousness intertwined telepathically. You know, I'm a telepathic person. Very true, Johnny. So when you hear my voice the way I speak now, I'm very at peace, very calm, very ready. I have nothing, there's nothing that can stop it. You know, skeptics can't stop it. Pessimists can't stop it. When you know something is true and something is real, nothing can stop it, right? You know in your heart, nothing can stop it. They know on the ship, nothing can stop this. They are so excited. If you were to know how excited the space people are on the ship, if you only knew how excited they are. And when I do this show now, I'm excited to share these things with you because you need to know. It's not to be, you know, kept quiet. I never do things like that. I'm about disclosure, about truth, about sharing. Yes, Maria knows. They are very excited. Like Christmas morning. Yes, Christopher. And a yes. And we come from a very loving heart. So the true key is remembering that we are love. And if we remember that we're not just human beings, but we are love, our frequency is light, that's the key. If you put those two ingredients together, hello Yeti, those two ingredients together, that's all you need. You need the love, the light, and the Christ consciousness. With all three of those ingredients, that aligns you with your star family. Those three ingredients. If you can manage to do that, you'll see how different life is. Even in the human form. Even in the human form. We're at 12,000. Come on, we got to amp it up here. I want to get up to 100,000 before midnight. I want to get 100,000 likes before midnight. Can we do it? Can we really do it? Some people really spend a lot of time tapping. A few people do. But we have 136 people that can be tapping right now. So the commander wants to get it up real quick. I want to get everybody involved. See, that's the way I do my shows. In my workshops in person, I get everybody involved. I don't exclude anybody. So if you're going to be at the show here, watching wherever you are around the world, on a couch, on your meditation pillow, start tapping that screen. Let's get it going here. You see, I'm a motivator. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to bust the matrix, motivate all the good people. I want to motivate you. I want to open your consciousness up even higher. You know? Hey, Christopher, and I want to get people to interact, follow each other, get to know each other. You know? That's why this show is number one in what it does, because we include every single human being around the world. Every single person. You know, shows will come and go, but we are right here. When the commander's on, and you say, where's somebody talking about spiritual UFO TV show, talk show? Where is that? And then you're saying, where is that? And when I'm not on, you're probably saying, where is he? You know, we're very dedicated to what we're doing here. Are you able to use your telepathy at will? Yes. Eric, great question. Absolutely. Susan Mary, thank you. Absolutely. That's a great question. You know, thank you for the roses, honey McReynolds. I'm amped up like crazy tonight. A little bit later, Gekko, I think, will join us. Well, Gekko's here anyway, but Gekko will join us. What he likes to do sometimes, depending on the individual, he might use your phone to start communicating. Brad had a Pleiadian visit him. Very good, Brad. Ellie, good to see you, Ellie. Darlene, good to see you. Unity, Wares Shop, good to see you again. Thank you for sharing. But only 17,000. Come on, folks. We can do better than that. We have 123 people on here. If 123 people tap their phones and not 2 or 3, we can get up to 50,000 at this point. I'm looking at the numbers. I'm watching. I have multi-dimensional. I'm looking at the screen. I'm looking at your questions, and I'm speaking. I wish Yenny, let's see. Does Yenny want to come up? Okay, Yenny, let's see how many people you got. Yenny, we'd love to talk to you. Let me go back to Yenny. If I can find Yenny here. Where are you, Yenny? Oh, there she is. The only reason Yenny can't come up, she has 176. If Yenny gets to 200 followers, I can have her up. So everybody follow Yenny. She's at 176. Yenny, we'll get you up there. Now we'll get you up. You have 176. I've done this with other people. You're so close. She has 176. I'm following her as a friend, Yenny. Follow me back. So let's get Yenny on here. She's got 176 right now. I want to see if we can get her up to 30 more people to get her up to 200. Can we do it? Sure we could. Sure we could, folks. You know you can do it. We've always done this for people. Down the rabbit hole, I did it for him. Vincent7 says, got a great photo of a huge, maybe mile-long UFO in the clouds taken in Florida last week. Hey, Vince, can you send me a copy of that? Did you record it or just take a picture? I'd like to see that. And we're going to follow you there, Vince. And actually, Vince, I might have you on here to talk about it if you like. But let's see if we can get Yenny on here. You can talk about that a little bit. Let me see what's happening with Yenny. We're going to get you up there, Yenny. And you're watching Encounters, the late night UFO spiritual talk show. And thank you for the roses, Yenny. She's at 197, folks. We got it close. Let's keep getting it up there. Let's keep getting her some more people. She's almost there. Let's get over 200. And then we'll see if the TikTok lets her go on. You'll be able to come on audio. Hey, Skip to Grace. Good to see everybody here. White Butterfly, like that. Sky Witch, good to see you. I'm going to test the waters here in a minute. And we'll see if we can bring Yenny up. Let's see if we can bring Yenny up. We're going to try to do that on Encounters. See, we treat everybody with love and light always on this show. No, I don't channel Hurry Up Tree. I never channel. I don't believe in channeling. Although I don't think CmdrAleon channels Bashar. I think it's a telecommunications, telepathy, an alignment with his frequency of his consciousness. So I don't think he channels. I don't channel. I'm a clairvoyant. She has 199. We need to get up. Come on, folks. We got her at 199. I can get her up here to over. We want to get her over 200 by another 10 people. If she gets 210, I just want to make sure she has enough people to get her on live here. Eric, good question, brother. Are the Greys associated with the sleep? Yeah, well, the Greys and the reptilians. Well, then there's nothing as Greys. There's certain Zeta beings, which are Earth-based. We call them Greys, but they're Zeta. They actually are involved with some of that. So are the reptilians. So those are the lower vibrational beings. So let me take a look here. And let me see where she is. Here she, let me see here if I can get her on now. Okay. See, this is what the commander does. Thank you, everybody. Love and 200 people, and we did it. This is what I do. This is what I do in my show, too.
Hi.
Hey, Randy, we got you over 200. Now how does it feel to be on TikTok Live?
Great, thanks. It's my first time. Appreciate you.
and it's being right here on Encounters. We love you. So where are you on the planet? And then can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your experiences?
Yeah, I'm in Miami, Florida, and I've had experiences my whole life. But lately, I've been having a lot of UFO and visions, and I was about 2 weeks ago in bed, and I was meditating, and all of a sudden, two grays appeared next to me, and I saw them, and I wasn't scared. They came up to me and started pressing on my chest.
Hmm.
I noticed that they had three fingers, three long fingers.
Wow.
Yeah, and they just started pressing on my chest and I felt it, but I couldn't move. I couldn't talk or anything. And my husband was right next to me. And I felt
Well,
that
what
and I
was he doing? Was he sleeping?
sound asleep.
Sound asleep.
Yeah. And I just felt the the pressure of my chest and I felt that they were like getting information from me.
Hmm.
And then I just said to myself, control your mind, control your mind.
Hmm.
And I did that and they just disappeared. And I was able to break free.
Really? That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So were you saying control your mind to yourself or to, I mean, obviously they were hearing everything you said.
Yes, it was
Yeah.
telepathy basic how we were communicating. But when I said that to myself, I said it to my brain. I looked inwards. Uh I meditate a lot and I tend to look a lot inwards and I just was able to break free right then and there and they just disappeared.
Wow. That to me, I've never heard a story where someone's broken free from the Zetas doing what they were doing. So did you at the point, this is Encounters, the spiritual UFO talk show. I'm CmdrAleon and Yenny's a new guest, her first time on TikTok Live. And it happened right here on Encounters. We love it. So when you had that happen, you couldn't move. Did they communicate anything to you telepathically?
They didn't say anything, but I felt that they were telling me it's okay because I felt just no fear. I just felt at ease. It was just
Hmm.
easy going. They weren't trying to hurt me. They were just trying to
Okay.
get information from me. I believe
Hmm.
because I have a lot of I'm a clairvoyance and I have many. I hear, see, feel, smell
Hmm.
um, a lot of things that shouldn't be here. So I believe that we live in parallel worlds, and
Hmm.
I see everything from UFOs from aliens to
So you see
spirits,
things.
ghosts.
You have the opening to a lot of frequencies. So if you were to, as a clairvoyant, obviously you're going to see a lot of things. If you were to focus on one specific area, like you're like an open book to the universe in a way as a clairvoyant. It sounds like. So do you?
I am, but at the same time, I am guarded and protected because I had
Okay,
a
that's what I want to know.
situation. Yeah, I had
Hmm.
a situation in 2021 where I in meditation, I was I was just randomly meditating and uh I forget what it's called. I just my head just left I mean my spirit left my
Are you
body.
talking about? You're telling you astral traveled out of your body?
Yes, exactly. I astral traveled. It was so quick. I went to Egypt. I remember passing these three pyramids and going into a
Hmm.
tunnel in the mountains where some
Hmm.
deities were at.
What were they called?
Deities,
What are those?
gods,
Oh,
Egyptian
okay,
gods.
deities. Okay, yeah, yeah, the
Yes,
Egyptian gods. Yeah, the Egyptians had those back then.
right. And as I was there, I was inside a tunnel, but I could see that different gods were there. And one in particular came in front of my face. He must have measured maybe like 8 or 9 feet. It was
Hmm.
Horus. And he actually merged into me. I, I,
Hmm.
I felt him merging, like completely merging into my body. as big as
And
he was.
what did he look like? Because I've never heard stories like this before. So can you tell us what he looked like before that happened?
Yes, he was. I actually had to look him up after that. He
Mm-hmm.
was just. There was a lot of black and a lot of gold. It looked like he was wearing, uh, like a warrior outfit, and
Mm-hmm.
he looked like a hawk, but it was black and gold. And he was so tall. And then
Mm-hmm.
he had this like thing he was holding, like a stick, but it was actually a snake.
Huh. I've heard stories about him. I'm so intergalactically connected. I've never focused on the Egyptian history, but how did that happen when you left your body? I'm very curious as a clairvoyant. When you went through that experience, did you feel that was actually in a dream state or a reality state in this situation?
It was complete reality because I was in a meditation with a group. So
Uh,
I was there and I was experiencing everything in my mind.
okay, in your mind. Okay, I gotcha.
Correct. And then, but everything was so fast, and it felt like if I was chosen, and I was actually appreciative of that welcoming. And he merged
Hmm.
into me, and I felt him inside me for a few weeks after that. He, like if he was, like if I was his avatar.
Now, when you say you felt them inside you, this is when you were in a group doing a meditation together.
Yes,
Okay, and in your situation, your meditation took you to Egypt, to the pyramids, where he was in that inner level. And so, were you agreeable to letting that happen in that particular state, or did you say no?
no, I agreed to it. I was
You
at
agreed to
peace.
it.
Yes, at that time I
Hmm.
did.
Hmm.
It did become a little overwhelming for me about 3 weeks into it because, as it may sound silly, but I I was his avatar because even to pee or to use the restroom, he would ask me, "Why does that feel strange?" Of him being, an all-powerful being,
Yeah.
and me
Yeah.
being a woman, that was very strange to him, and I had to explain to
Hmm.
him what, you know, why this is happening, and the
Hmm.
foods and the different things. I was so enlightened with him
Hmm.
inside me, but it was very overwhelming because I had too much information at once that in
Hmm.
my physical life, it was just too much. And I asked him to to just stop and let me be for some time because I couldn't wrap my head around everything.
So, did he just agree to just leave your consciousness or whatever it was at that point?
No, he is asleep. He is still asleep inside of me.
He's still asleep inside of you.
Yes,
So
he
is
is
he
there.
still asleep inside of you? And again, for everybody out here, I don't think we all understand that. So if how does that work? Is he sleep inside of you in your consciousness? Is he a consciousness inside of you that has merged with your consciousness? Like,
Yes,
okay, so just so people understand, he's not a physical inside of you. His consciousness has merged with your consciousness, correct?
correct, correct.
All right.
I could actually call him by name and
Mm-hmm.
wake him up if I need him for
Right.
some information or some
Mm-hmm.
clairvoyancy or some help.
Hmm.
And I have had the benefit of asking the universe for anything that I would want it, and it just opens doors.
Interesting. I've never heard a story like this before, to be honest with you, on my show or even on my radio show for 21 years. So this is a fascinating story. And yeah, I mean, it's just a beautiful thing. It's kind of different, you know. I think
Thank you.
I know Rachel's saying beautiful. A lot of people are listening to your story, and oh, you're very welcome. And, you know,
Yeah.
so one of my moderators is trying to block a nasty comment. Wherever that comment is, we will take them out. Uh, Grace, if you tell me who it is, we'll just knock them right out. I can block it. we have good moderators in here on our TV show. So
Yeah. I just try to keep it light and try to keep it positive and just peace
yeah,
around the world and love. That's all we need.
yeah, yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate you putting me out here and letting me tell my story.
Well, you know what? I am so blessed to have you on here. The commander, what I do on my show, I've held many people down rabbit hole. I've actually gotten many people that were close to 200, and I gotten everybody who watches my show to get them on over 200. So that started last year. TikTok lowered the thing to 200 for audio, still 1,000 for video, but you'll get there. Now that you got to
Okay.
200, at some point you'll get to 1,000 and you'll be coming on screen with your camera and everything. You'll have a lot of fun with that.
Okay. Thank you.
Hey, thank you. And now, have you had any beyond that story? Thank you for, thank you, Susan Mary. Have you ever had other encounters? I mean, I found your story with the space people, the Zeta. I find it interesting. These particular Zeta didn't do anything to harm you. Um, But I'm also curious as to why you couldn't move. Could you not move because you were on some level just, I don't know, your body was just freaked out, or that they actually did something that you couldn't move?
Yeah, definitely. They did something that I couldn't move. I was paralyzed.
Hmm. Wow. You know what? Queen of
Funny thing is
Queen.
that I
Yeah,
know they'll be back. I'm
yeah, they will be
expecting them. I'm expecting them any night now. I feel,
any night now.
yeah, I expect that they'll be back any night. I've seen um, a lot of shadows. Uh,
Really?
oh yeah, especially even tonight, I saw a lot of shadows
Hmm.
through my house,
Mm.
and I've seen a
Well, that
lot of
usually is a
movement outside.
sign when you see shadows. When I did my TV show, Intergalactic TV Network, everybody
Hmm.
and Yenny, we were my Ashtar Command friend. I was interviewing on a cable channel in Connecticut, and I used to do this show, and it was called the Intergalactic TV Television Network, and it got pretty good notoriety in the region. And I had this woman on from the Ashtar Command who was a friend of ours. Her name was Solora. As we were sitting in the room interviewing her, we saw tall shadows of space beings. These were human type, but not the ones that you have. And they were walking back and forth, and I actually saw the shadows in the studio. We had all these big bright lights and the cameras. And I said, "Do you see that? Those two or three walking?" And yeah, I mean, so I understand what you're saying. I actually understand that that's something that you probably will have. You're tuned in more on your own level of your experiences. Now the question will be, and probably I'll put forth to you, is to ask them where they come from, what their purpose is, and why they are interacting with you. And if they are the positive ones, there are different zetas, just you're good humans and bad humans. If they are
Yeah,
good, you'll want to ask them what's their purpose, why, what do they know about you? What you can ask them about their own civilization, where are they from, what's their purpose here on Earth. I think those are great questions to ask them. I would certainly
yeah.
hope you would, and then give us an update now that you can go live. Let us know what happens in your next interaction with them. I think
Oh,
that was
definitely.
really be important. I can tell you right now, I'm amped up here, and I'm so amped up, and I'm going to tell you why. Because Gadico's here and he's listening to our conversation, and if I feel Gadico's here, it's that it. I go everything by feeling. So
Me
I'm
too.
absolutely, so my space brother, he's from the star system Sirius. They are human like we are. And they have a big, huge, beautiful ship that looks like a star.
Uh,
Yeah. So we
well,
really thank you for being here. If there's anything
I
else you
could,
want to say?
yeah, I consider myself a starseed.
Yes.
I know that definitely we're all left here for a reason.
Yeah.
It's funny how your background shows three UFOs. I've seen UFOs all my life, and they mostly
Really.
do travel in packs of three.
Hmm. Have you ever seen different beings? Have you communicated with different extraterrestrial, non-terrestrial beings, or just these particular beings that have come to you recently?
No, I've had experiences my whole life, ever since I was a little kid. I can tell,
Really?
I can tell. I read auras also, and I could
Hmm.
tell. Um, I feel energies, uh, and I could see a reptilian a mile away. I could
Yeah,
see people from
the
other
reptilians are
species.
not good. If you ever see the reptilian, we need to. Do you work in Christ consciousness?
No,
You, you know.
I
So
don't
from
know what
now
that
on,
means, to be honest with you.
I'm, I'm glad you're here. So before you go anywhere, I want to gift you with some knowledge here that's important for you, since you are a clairvoyant. You are starseed certainly, and you've had
Yes,
experiences
please.
all your life. When you go to sleep, or in general, you want to work within Christ consciousness. Now, I'm not talking about earth-based religions. When
Right,
I talk about Christ consciousness, I want you to be protected, and you do protect yourself, but with Christ consciousness, with Christed levels of light, nothing negative can come near you. So you control who comes near your frequency. Um, and if you do the Christed levels, I work with the Ashtar Galactic Command, which comes from the very highest levels before the internet. The Ashtar Command represents the highest planetary galactic levels of light of many different planetary worlds. So I'm going to share this
right.
with you. Work with the Ashtar Command. Ask for the Ashtar Command to work with you. Matter of fact, I'm in contact with my space brother telepathically. So I asked them to work with you. I'm going to ask that 3 or 4 star people from our ship work with you. You'll feel their energy in the next few days. They're going to be
Okay,
different than the beings that have been visiting you. And a matter of fact, any of the low vibrational beings that have tried to visit you are going to be afraid to come near you, because the Ashtar Command beings, people, work in a very brilliant level of understanding and light. They are in a very high frequency. They're in a higher frequency than the Zeta that are visiting you, that are being somewhat friendly to you.
right.
You want to put a radius of 30 to 40 miles around your location. A tensor beam of light will be put there,
Okay.
and it will be. I'm sending one of our ships to you. Now, people understand this and might think, "What is he? How he can't send any ships anywhere?" Understand something. I work in a very different frequency here. We'll send the ship over for the night, for one night.
Okay.
We'll create a tensor beam around the field of your location, and we'll send 3 or 4 beings of light from the ship of the command. They'll be invisible to you.
Mm,
So in the next few days, tell me what you feel. I want you to focus on meditation, on a Christed meditation, and ask for the Christed beings of light to always be with you and protect you always. To not let any other space beings that are of lower vibration to come into your location.
thank you.
And yes, I'm going to do this for you now on my show. I do these things. I work in multiple levels of consciousness here. And I'm from Mars. That's where I came from. I'm human. I have Martian consciousness with the Ashtar Command. I have Christ consciousness, and I work in many different levels. But yeah, I want that gift to be for you.
Oh, thank you
Absolutely.
so much. I really appreciate everything you've done for me tonight.
I appreciate you so much, and hearing your story. Um, as long as those other beings, those other zetas, were not being hostile to you, it's the reptilians and any other beings that are lower vibration that need to be kept away from you. And we're going to
Right.
make sure that happens.
Thank you. Yes.
Many blessings to you. Thank you
Same
for
to
being
you.
here.
Have a great night. Thank you. I'll
Okay,
keep watching.
okay, Yenny, you've been amazing. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
That
Bye.
was Yenny, and we got her up to over 200. Thank you, everybody. You all made it happen. That's what I love about this show. We have a great show. People all over the world. Maybe you don't know Yenny, and you just went there and did Love in Action and got her over 200, man. We're going to do that for Queen. Let's see if we can get Queen up here. Is Queen, and thank you for the cap. Is Queen near 200? Let's see. Queen has a story, and I want to get her up there. She's at 156, folks. We need to get her another 50 people. If we get 50 more people to follow Queen, we have 162 here. Do the math. 50 people. I want also people to tap. We have almost 40,000 likes here. We want to get to 100,000 before midnight. So I'm one of these talk show hosts that wants to get everybody involved. If the few people that are tapping, if they keep tapping, they're going to lose their fingers. They can't keep tapping forever. Their fingers are going to fall off. Just kidding. But if everybody taps, then it's a collective communal effort, right? Then everybody's involved. So you're all part of the show. Even if you don't go on here and say anything, you're all part of the show on many levels. Everybody, you know? So let's get going. Let's get Queen up there to 200. 200, folks. And we appreciate all the gifts I'm getting here. I appreciate every one of you. I love all of you, all the new people. We love you. We have to love you because love is the answer, right? Light is the answer, right? Christ consciousness is the answer. If you have all three ingredients, when we have major contact with our star family, it's going to make a big difference. It's going to make a big difference. And we're going to check on where she is right now. You know, I want to see where she is. We're having one of those nights here where we're trying to help people. She's at 174. 174, folks. Let's get her up there to 200. We can get up to 200 easily. 173. I feel like, you know, one of those people, an auctioneer, and they start talking fast. Number 4, number 5, number 6. You know, I can't do an auctioneer's. You know, I can do an impression of what 4. Number 5. I think they talk really fast like that. I don't know how they do it. I really don't. I tried. I don't think I'm cut out to be I'm a love auctioneer. You know, like let's go number 20, number 21, 22. She got 10 more for 50. Maybe someday, maybe when I could have done that, one of those things, you know, beyond radio. Yes. You can do it. Thank you, Maria. That's my impression of an auctioneer. Queen says, I couldn't auction. Let's see where she is. Is she getting up there? Let me see where she is here. Hold on a minute. I'm going to go backwards. Queen is going to be our next guest. 177. Come on now. We need to get her over 30 more people. 30 more people in here. 30 more people that have not tapped Queen's thing to follow her. I need 30 more followers for Queen. 30 more human beings on the planet Earth on encounters. I'm going to be checking. She's very close. Let's see where she is now. 184. Come on, folks. We can do it. You see, I'm one of these people coming from Mars. I don't understand people sitting around just like hanging out. We got to start doing stuff here, man. You want to have peace on Earth? We got to create it. You want to clean up the planet? We have to do it. Our space brothers and sisters are waiting for us to do stuff, you know? And this is a beautiful way of doing it. This is where everybody gets involved on the show here, right? And let me see where she is now. If she's at 200 or over 200, we can get her on. She has a story to tell, and she's going to be able to tell it. She's at 190. Let's get 11 to 12 more people to follow her, okay? You're watching Encounters, the #1 spiritual UFO talk show on social media, bar none. This is where it's at. If you're on TikTok, there's no imitators that can create what we're doing here. This is where it's happening. You never know what's going to happen on Encounters. You never know. Let's see here. She's really close, I'm sure. I'm sure she's close. We're going to get her in there. This is, yeah, Ashley, it's Queen. If you see Queen the Hammered, follow her. We're trying to get her on live here. She's going to have her first time going on live on TikTok on this show, on the #1 UFO spiritual talk show. Yep, we're going to get her up here. Let's see where she is. Queen, I think we're pretty close. CJ, thanks for joining us. Everybody coming in here. She needs 8 more people. Let's get 8 more new people to follow Queen. If you're new and you're just coming in here, what we're doing right now is getting this person to 200 people so she can talk about her story. We want to get her right here. Hey, Linda, good to have you with us. Hopefully, Little Butterfly, good to see you. Linda Lou, Kurt Spencer, thanks for the likes. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. Let's see here where she is. Let's see if we can figure out where she is right now. Crystal Mist, good to see you, Crystal. I like that name, Crystal Mist. That's a good name. Susie, Paradigm Wealth, good to see you, Paradigm Wealth. Brian Kaiser, Andrew, thanks for joining us here. Clifford, good to see you as well. And let's see, Alicia, thanks for the likes. Willie, good to see you. I think it's Bully Forever. Joshua, thank you for sharing, folks. We're at 50,000 likes. We want to get up to 100,000 by 12:30 a.m. Let's do it. Let's get it going. She's at 199. Let's get a few more above one. Let's get her over 200. Hey, Joshua, good to see you. We're going to put her on next with audio. You need 200 people to go on live on audio. You need 1,000 for people wondering how to do this. When you get to 1,000 followers, you can do audio and video. Just so people know, we're getting on TikTok. Let's see. She's so close now. I can't believe it. She's at 199. Let's get her topped off by a couple more numbers over 199. Once she's over 199, we can bring her on here. We got a lot of people in here. Let's get her going here. I want to interview her. We're going to definitely do the interview. She's at 200. Let's get a few more over 200 just to ice the cake. A little bit over 200 to ice the cake. Good, Carrie. Hey, I appreciate that. Trish, follow Queen. Everybody follow Queen. I want to give her a few more extra numbers. And we're going to get her on in just a second, I think, here. We made it. Did she make it? Did she over to? Hey, there you go. Now guess what's going to happen on Encounters. I'm bringing you on. I just got 2 people over 200 followers on my show. This is what I love about everybody. You people are beautiful. We have a beautiful group here. Thank you, everybody. Everybody say congratulations to our guest, Queen. Hey, Queen, welcome to the show.
Hey.
See, we got you over 200. Yeah, first time on TikTok Live. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. I didn't even know they had the 200 option.
Yeah, you did. A lot of people don't know that. They changed the rules that said if you get 200 people, you can go live. And then when you get to 1,000, you'll be able to use video. So whereabouts are you on the planet?
Alabama.
Alabama,
I always
great.
feel like
Yeah. And can you tell us a little bit about your background related to this whole subject matter? What's going on with you and how things happened and all that?
Yeah. So I've seen shadow people since I was a kid, but as far as UFOs go, really, my mom and my dad had stories that they had told me, and then it wasn't until I got older that I first saw a UFO when I was living in Virginia, and then I saw another one when I was here in Alabama. And someone brought up fairies earlier. I've seen fairies periodically in my life too, but not very often.
Mm-hmm. And what did the fairies look like? Because we have our friend in Vermont, Friends with Fairies, a very close part of the show. And she always has, she's actually documented the fairies. They're beautiful. What did they look like to you? And my cat's here.
Hello, kitty. I've got a few cats myself.
There you go.
Have you seen the movie Legend, where the fairy flies around and the spring, or it's like the little shimmering light? I've seen them where they look like that, and then I've seen a larger fae that it was like jumping around, and it was like a shadow figure fae, but I could see it had like a little top hat on. And it was actually when I was doing a prayer with one of my Wiccan friends for my brother at the time.
You know, so
and the weird thing about that,
I'm just people are just saying when they hear the cat, just to let you know, I have my space star friend Gekko. He's with us on the show. So people are saying they're starting to feel the energy here, but go ahead.
I was just gonna say the weird thing about when I saw like the actual like fae and not just the shimmer, it was I was doing a prayer that my brother would come back into our lives, and shortly after that he actually wrecked his car and had to come back into our lives. So I always thought that was very odd.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting that would happen. So you've had quite a few experiences in your life. How old were you then when all this stuff started happening?
UFO encounter, my early 20s. I'm 33 now, and that was I was like 21, and then the next one was when I was probably around the age of 25. The one that when I was So the one that was in Virginia, it was literally a metallic ball. And I was going down a hill. I was driving at the time. And for about a solid 2 minutes, I was able to look at it. And when I blinked, it was gone. But it went from a mind process of, is that a balloon? No, that's not moving. What the heck is that? And that kind of stuck with me. But the one that really got me was the one that was here in Birmingham, because I was taking a nap. I woke up from the nap and this voice in my head was telling me I needed to go look out my balcony. And I thought to grab my phone, and the voice was like, don't grab your phone. So I went and I looked out my balcony. I saw a plane go by, saw another plane go by. And then there was this white teardrop looking thing that just came down really fast. It slowed down and then it went into like a circular. And it was like it had a black aura around it. And I told one of my friends at the time and drew like a little picture of it. And she told me, Hannah, my dad didn't see that, but his shop camera caught that on video.
Oh, wow.
He has that on video. So that just really kind of put to home, like, okay, that really happened.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. The teardrop spaceships, over the last number of years that I've been involved in this subject, they're very real. Teardrop, they look like tears, but they're not tears. But that's an accurate explanation of what you were saying for everybody watching the show here. Teardrop UFOs are, you see them once in a while, not very often, but they're very interesting,
Yeah, I was kind of curious why they were, from the beginning, I've been curious why they communicated to me in that moment. And then since it's been kind of just dead air.
Well, you know what?
I never really got that. Why it was.
Well, Queen, you can actually reconnect with them if you felt the sense that, yeah. So when that's something like that, a teardrop spaceship, there are beings inside that spaceship. They're actually connecting with you. But if you haven't contacted them recently or seen them, what? Hey, did you do something? Hello?
No, I'm here.
Did you hear a sound?
Yeah.
Was that you?
I coughed.
Okay.
I had coughed. Yeah, sorry.
Okay, that was a cough? Okay. All right, I'll go with the cough. Yeah, so, yeah, she coughed, okay. So the beings, they wish to communicate with you. The thing is, you have to reinitiate the contact. And how you can do that is, also you want to protect yourself. As I told, always want to protect yourself. So you got to ask them, who are they? You have to say, are you Christed beings of light from another planet? If they don't respond and say they are Christed beings of light from another planet, then don't communicate with them. If you feel their energy is very positive and very beautiful, then initiate the communications, always in a Christed frequency. Do you know what that is?
Love. I mean, honestly, with anything paranormal, supernatural, stuff like this, the very first thing I always do is I'll say a prayer, just because I did used to do ghost hunting, and I've had like the horrible smell follow me before, and immediately I'm just like, okay, that's not something good. So I kind of, just to be honest, steer a bit clear of this stuff, just because I know things can say one thing and be another. And so it's kind of like a guessing game of, okay, is this really putting on a facade and saying, hey, I'm good, I'm love, I'm
you're good. You're good that way. It's good that you're doing that. But you have to, if you work in Christ consciousness yourself, as I teach people in my workshops, to align with Christ consciousness, you have to be the one that's the Christ consciousness. If you're the Christ consciousness, then if the other ones are not Christ consciousness from other planetary worlds, they cannot interact with you. One of the teachings I teach people is how to protect themselves. But it seems like you are protecting yourself, but you yourself can be Christ consciousness, meaning if you operate in that frequency, which is Christed love, and just say, I am a Christed being of light. And as long as you do that in your meditations, always remembering that you are a Christed being of light, you will be that person.
Yeah. I always worry, like the woman who was talking before me, I always worry about stuff like that, especially with my friends, because they go into meditation and do all that. And my brother, even, he used to do meditation, and it was through that he got an attachment. But when it first came to him, it was good, and it was this and it was that. And I always worry about people getting these attachments, letting stuff come in too soon before really knowing what they're communicating with. And it's one of those things that once you've let something in, yes, you can still get rid of it, but it is more difficult than if you just kind of screened it to begin with.
And a lot of it happens in, I'm not going to get into the ghost thing, but I have watched documentaries and shows where that can happen a lot in that paranormal universe that you had been in. Not so much, it doesn't happen that way in the intergalactic space star levels of non-terrestrial beings, which is different. It's a different thing. But there you have people that have had situations where they've had low vibrational beings try to interact with them, and they didn't know how to stop it. Because they didn't have they didn't have understanding about Christ consciousness, about meditation, about light frequencies, and they would have these problems. So at least you're very conscious because of your experiences. You're very conscious of what happened to you, and I think that's a good thing that you're very aware.
I have a question, and I have a little thing I recommend, because I've never heard anybody do this. But one thing that I've done when I'm talking with stuff that I'm not certain of if it's good or not, because, stuff will lie, is I'll ask, do you believe in God? And oftentimes the stuff that's lower frequencies will say no. But then I'll ask, do you believe in the devil? And it'll say yes.
Yeah. So the thing is not to get too in that, but if you just say on a space level, would you have interactions with space people, like this teardrop spaceship, I get when you're talking about that, a whole different energy frequency. You can initiate the contact. What you do is you ask them if they believe in Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is really not a religious, he's a religious icon to religions on earth, which is unfortunate. But Jesus Christ came to earth from the stars, and he's a star being. And so if you say, do you believe in Jesus Christ, to these beings that are on the teardrop ship, if you find out who they are, if they say they believe in Jesus Christ, and you'll be able to know whether their energy is real on that, because if they don't believe in Jesus Christ from another planetary system, then you just disconnect the communications.
Yeah, probably lower frequency. And my question, orbs. I moved into my home, and something you'd see on my page if you looked at it would be, I have some security cameras up, and I catch your orbs on them all the time. Are those extraterrestrial? What is that? Because it's something that when I moved into this home was not so, and then as I've been here, it's gotten more.
Well, because you're so tuned in. Thank you, friends and fairies. You're so tuned in. You'll have to ask that question and within yourself. So if you're seeing a lot of orbs, they could be my friend James. He's really a phenomenal person on here. He knows a lot about orbs. Orbs are, could be extraterrestrial. Orbs can be also those that have passed on, that are circular orbs in their energy field. So it could be one or the other or both. Yeah. James, if he was here, he can tell you all about orbs. If you ever see James on here, he gets on in the mornings a lot. He is very tuned into orbs, very positive connections. But a lot of the orbs he's connecting with are extraterrestrial intelligence in a non-form. They're not in a physical human form. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. He's on here on TikTok. He's a friend of mine. He's been on my show before. He knows everything about orbs. You should definitely check him out. He's really good.
Okay, yeah, I will. I definitely will. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, thanks for getting up to over 200. And also just work within the Jesus Christ thing. And I want to know what happens with this teardrop thing. Try to initiate contact. Ask them if they believe in Jesus Christ. and if they respond, say again.
I'm sorry to cut you off. Sorry to cut you off, but what is the best way to initiate contact specifically with something? Because oftentimes when I've tried to initiate contact with anything, it's like it goes all over the place.
Yeah. You have to be very focused. When I have my contact telepathically with Kadar Manka. He's on a spaceship. It's not channeled. I don't channel anything. I've been in touch with him before there was any internet. So the way to initiate contact that way is to be the one who takes control of it, so that nothing can just come in and communicate with you. You want to initiate contact and say, I'm going to operate in a Christed frequency. And as you don't, as you operate in a Christed frequency, then you're able to say, okay, now I want to initiate contact with only the beings of light that I'm connected with, of my star family. And that's how you want to do it, through meditation. Also, I would suggest, I don't know if you have any crystals. I'm getting information to give you here. Get a lot of selenite. Selenite is a very high frequency. Get slabs of selenite, put them if you have a meditation room. Get high frequency crystals, get amethyst, get Lemurian starseed crystals. There's a number of different things that you can use, and it will amp up the frequencies in your home.
Yeah, because because I've been paying more attention to that stuff recently, I was sitting in my living room the other night, and I was kind of looking down, and a bright little orb went like past my hands and my phone. And I was just like, this stuff's getting more and more. And I'm just like, I'm just very, very curious about all of it. And I don't feel any ill intentions. Sometimes I feel a little bit of negative pressure, but I think that's just stuff passing through.
Yeah. I mean, you'll be able to, I spent many years on this journey, coming from Mars. When I came to Earth, I was just, when I was just a kid, I had no understanding of what was happening, but I've had my first contact with space people in the 1960s in a flying saucer craft that were wearing light blue uniforms, men, women, and children. Their energy source of light was blinking like crazy in the middle of the ship. It was hovering in a cul-de-sac where I lived in Long Island in New York as a kid. And I was watching them, and they were telepathically communicating with me. Hey there, kitty. And they would communicate with me, saying, you're not from this planet. That was the first time I heard that. And then later on, I came out of the closet and said I was from Mars. When I was still a kid, before I was a teenager, I said I was from Mars. Are you telling people I'm from Mars too? That's my cat. So, she's beautiful. I think I've had her on camera here. She might want to go on camera, but I don't know yet. You can just lay down and relax. So the thing is, then I went back in the closet, and then when I get to be an adult and so forth later on in life, I came out of the closet on my radio show over 21 years ago. So there's a lot of people you'll find in this program that are watching it that remember who they are. They're starseed. They'll tell you they came from the Pleiadian star system. They came from the Sirian star system. They came from the Andromeda star system. And you probably have come from a different star system. And if you work on that focus, you're going to find out where you're from. It's going to be very interesting.
I mean, our energy doesn't die. Science proves that. So,
there's no death.
Somewhere.
Death is an illusion. That whole thing with death is an earth-based illusion. What happens is when people leave the physical body, let's say, they are able to go into another, if they're aware of who they are, they will go into another, they'll graduate into another step of their life, into the next level of themselves. So the you that's here now, if I were to go on an elevator to the next floor, I'm floor number 1, but I want to go on floor number 5, I have to take the elevator and get up there. As I go up the elevator, I'm able to perceive different realities. I go into my next human body. So my body here has another body waiting for me, which is another body that is of a higher frequency of consciousness. And so what you're saying is true. The body, nothing ever dies because it always elevates to another frequency, vibrational pattern.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
It's just, we just mourn because obviously what we can't see, we automatically are just, we put it as loss. So.
Right. Yeah. Well, very good. Your queen, we again, congratulations. You did it on my show. You got over 200 people. You'll get to 1,000. You'll be able to go live on video. So congratulations to you.
And it was Queen of the Hand, like it's a play on words from Queen of the Damned. I was making fun of it.
I got you.
Okay. Thank you so much again.
So your new name is going to be Queen of the Stars.
Queen of the Stars. You know what? I'll see if I can change it.
Yeah, I think Queen of the Stars. I think you want to have Queen of the Stars. We're amping you up here, so we're amping up your frequency. So now you're going to be Queen of the Stars. How's that?
I like it.
There you go. See, we help everybody out here in different ways. So beautiful.
Thanks, Commander.
Yes, I'm gonna get Lacey. Yenny was already on here. The show is recorded. Well, I'm live. Thank you, Queen, for being here. I'm going to bring up Friends with Fairies with us here. Let me see if I can get her up here. Where is she? Where is Friends with Fairies? Is she here? How come I don't see her name? She must be here somewhere. Yeah, YouTube replay, Astroman Spaceship News. Very good. Ah, there she is. I see her face. Friends with Fairies, are you there? Calling Friends with Fairies on encounters. She'll be here somewhere. She was just here a moment ago. And we love bringing, getting people on here to share their stories. Oh, there you are. We're bringing our person from Vermont, our intergalactic Vermont person, and she's surely part of the intergalactic levels of light.
Hi, everybody.
Say hello to Friends with Fairies, my friend in northern Vermont.
Hi, guys.
And we're at 66,000 friends. We're at 60,000 people. We want to get up to 100,000, so we're going to do it. Everybody follow everybody, Say hello to Friends with Fairies.
Hi, everybody.
Before you came in here, just a little bit ago, Gekko's been with me pretty much. The energy's been really strong. It's been pretty amazing. I got everything hooked up. I got all the crystals set up and a whole bit here. So it's one of those kind of nights. We had some great interviews with people, as you know.
Yeah, I was listening. Yeah. I just got home, so I put on the show. I was listening while I was getting my stuff set up.
Yeah, no, good. I know you need time to just chill out and get yourself into a place where you wanted to be here. Yeah. And for people that don't know what's happening, my friend Gekko, he's on a spaceship. He's been with us all night. He likes to utilize Friend with Fairies technology, and that's fine. And that's what he does. So he knows what he's doing, and we just accept that's what he wants to do. We don't control any of that. Say hello to Gekko too, everybody. Gekko's been with me all night. I didn't tell you to say hello to him, but Gekko, to say hello to everybody, just give one click yes. I want to make sure. Did everybody just hear the click? Everybody Gekko's saying hello to you verbally. I mean, they're typing hello. He's tapping. Gekko is also co-hosting the show now from his spaceship. Was it the other night that I do this? Yeah, I agreed to have Gekko be a co-host of our of our TV program here from space. So this is the first ever on the planet. I don't care if it's major media networks, YouTube, or TikTok. This is the only. My cat's saying, Gekko, my cat's saying hello too. She's meowing. Gekko, you hear my cat?
Yeah, she's going crazy.
Here, Gekko. I'm going to show you.
Always knows.
Here's my cat, Gekko. You can see her.
Always knows.
Yeah, this is my cat. This is Missy. She's the galactic cat. Meow. We love her. We love her. We love her. She loves to sit here.
So cute.
Oh, Gekko loves her.
She's so cute. She's our
We
space
love her.
kitty.
Good girl.
It's funny how she
Martian
has a
kissing his cat.
connection that she knows that the cat knows how every time God goes around, that cat is always meowing. The cat knows that God goes around. She must have a connection with them.
Oh, she's looking right at the camera. Oh, you want to get
kitty, kitty, kitty.
Oh, Gekko loves the cat. Gekko loves the cat. Hey, Missy, have you talked to Gekko? Have you talked to Gekko? He's on a spaceship. Yeah, he's on a big spaceship. I'm gonna put her down. Okay, I think she had enough. Oh, no, she's hanging around. She's hanging around the tripod, hanging around me. She's just loving all this stuff going on here, folks. Yeah, we love you too.
They're saying it's a cosmic kitty.
It's a cosmic kitty. It is a cosmic kitty. You're a cosmic kitty. I don't know what she's going to do next, but see, on this show, you even get to see a cosmic kitty. You know, it doesn't get better than that. So I was telling everybody, that, Gekko is our co-host. And at some point, when we can figure it out, Gekko will be able to speak through Friends with Faries telephone system, her cell phone. We haven't figured that out yet, but I'm sure he'll figure it out how to work that out. So if anyone has any questions for our co-host or for Friends with Faries, please ask us the questions. Gekko doesn't need 1,000 likes to go live. He's here already. And my cat's meowing like crazy because she knows Gekko and Friends with Faries and I were all here on the program. She might want some treats. So if I step away from the mic, step away from the show for a minute, not yet, I will give her, some treats. She likes to get at this time of night. That's what cats do. They like that kind of stuff. But as I was telling people, Gekko, about our April get-together, we are as super excited here. Our group is very excited about our contact that will occur in April, and it's not that far away. And I was telling people how we will be beamed up on to the spaceship, and I think that is going to be a beautiful experiment. In the use of experiment, in case something doesn't happen, at least we will, as a group, know that we tried to do this and you tried to do it. But I have a feeling that we will be able to do this very comfortably, and I think we'll have a great learning experience. We'll learn a lot from the star people on your ship, and we'll learn a lot about wherever we're going to go. We'll bring back a lot of information to help the planet. And so I feel very humbled and grateful that we are able to do this first time on the planet in this current history of our planet, to be able to be invited to join you, and being that we are friends, to reunite in that way. I think I'm very humbled by that, Gekko. Thank you.
Lisa, yes, we encourage any kind of creativity. So yes to your answer, or to your question. Mm-hmm. Lisa was asking if she could start painting.
Oh, absolutely. Why not?
She was the one that was offering to send up artwork for them.
Oh, beautiful. We have people on Earth, Gekko, that want to send up artwork, paintings. Does she want to send it with us on the ship, or what does she want to do?
Lisa, how would you like to do that?
Yeah. Hey, Maddie. I don't see Lisa. I don't know where she is, but
we'll give her a second to type.
I'm going to paint a fairy for. Oh, she's going to paint you a fairy.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yenny says I paint too. We have a lot of artists here. And let's see who else we got here. Let's see. There's somebody. Okay, we have give me. Wow. I'm gonna let you take over here with Gekko, my co-host. I gotta give my cat some treats. I'll be right back, folks.
Sure.
What do you want?
Lisa, that's very kind of you. Thank you. And Brad, you said you had a story that you wanted to share? And you don't have to be afraid. I saw that you were a little nervous earlier, and I also saw that everybody was trying to encourage you. You don't have to be afraid. Trust me. I was when I first started, coming out of the proverbial space closet. It was actually the commander that helped me to be able to come out and open up about all the experiences and wonderful things that I have going on up here. And we encourage you to tell your story. That we're all here for the same reason. We've all had either contact or experiences or any of that, and we're more than happy to hear your story.
Speaking of which, I'm bringing up a person, Hope Love, Little Butterfly. How are you?
I am absolutely fantastic, Commander. How you doing tonight?
We're doing good.
The painting of the alien on James's earlier today.
Okay, yeah. My friend Gekko is here with us. We're friends with Faries. Gekko is my co-host of the show, and he's on a spaceship right now.
Yes, I've been watching you guys for weeks. I love it.
Oh,
I've been watching it ever since the start, actually, of the whole.
Oh, the whole thing. So you've been there from the beginning, yeah. It could be a book.
It's grown pretty big. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah. I loved what he did with James. Yeah, that was the best.
Yeah, if you watch my really 2-minute, and people can watch the 2-minute video on my channel here on TikTok. We documented 2 minutes. This is from about a month ago, where James had, John Connors had his radios and scanners hooked up with a copper cup on top. And Gekko, they used a voice translator, so his normal voice doesn't sound like mechanical. It's a real voice. But the translator coming through the radio made it sound like different than he would normally sound. When we meet him, he'll be sounding more like we have a natural human voice, and that. But the translator, you'll hear that he affected John's house and his electricity. The radios were going crazy, and he came through. And I have 2 or 3 documented videos of 2 minutes from my lives. Oh, my cat's still talking. Let me, I'll be right back. But go ahead. I'll let friends with Faries and Gekko, my co-host, take over. I'm going to give her some other things to eat, and I'll be back on here in a minute.
Sure. Okay. Now, also, there's also a clip in there with James where he was messing with his electronics over there that weren't plugged in, and you could actually see and hear like clapping and cheers.
Oh, yeah, for that was amazing.
It was hysterical. I could not stop laughing. My sides were hurting so bad.
I was cracking up too. That was a great night.
I love it because it seems like I feel like the more that we have fun and play and love one another, that Gekko becomes stronger. And we also had another guest on that was able to astral project and said that that Gekko also gets his strength, or I guess comes in stronger with empathy and love and laughter.
Yes.
Yeah, I love it. Well, I came on tonight because I wanted to say a couple of things.
Yes.
One, I wanted to thank you, Commander, because my first start of my TikTok, when I got up to my 1,000 at the time, you were the first show I ever went on. And I don't know if you remember.
Thank you. I do remember you.
Yeah. And I was saying tonight, because I was listening to Queen, and it made me think of my story, because she was saying how she was in her house and heard go outside. And that's exactly what happened to me. and I heard, look up, and that's when I saw my ship, and that was the first time I saw my first ship, or UFO, whatever they call it now,
Yeah, yeah.
And I know it was real because of the feeling afterwards was so euphoric, and all night I was just like in such a great mood, and my 2 little grandsons had seen it with me, and they were all happy all night, and
yeah,
it was really a great experience, And
no, I remember the first time you were on. Yeah, it definitely was.
Yeah, that was like last summer, and
it's amazing. Sail time has gone so by, so quick, so far.
But I wanted to thank you for that, because you broke the ice for me to be able to go live. I hadn't gone live at all, and you got me out of my nervousness for that,
Mm-hmm. I have a way of doing that with people because of my energy. We want people to feel at peace, to come here, and it seems to be part of my mission is to help people feel that peace.
And I also wanted to let friends of Faries know. I also am a fairy lover and have had experiences with the fairies as well.
Oh, awesome.
Wow. Yeah. I think, they're beautiful, and they're definitely real. That's another thing. People should know that they are out there. They're very magical beings, Yeah. And I absolutely adore and love them, and I have seen them myself, and but yeah, I just wanted to come and share because it just brought me back to my experience when I heard Queen telling hers, and then hearing about the fairies again. It was just just right up my alley tonight,
There you go.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. And I wanted to say how wonderful it's been, and how this whole Gekko thing is growing, and how amazing it is. I just couldn't believe. I could not believe that whole thing with James, when that happened with his machinery.
Oh, you mean John?
I know James. When the thing was when
James,
when it was clapping and laughing.
With his James in Florida with his control board.
Yes, and it was making all the funny laughing and clapping, and I was laughing so hard. That was the best night. It was really, really a fun night, and I want to thank Gekko and everybody, all the other all our cosmic family who was involved with that. I want to thank them all for giving us a beautiful night that night. And thank all you guys too. Thank James, even though he ain't here.
He's not here.
Yep, but thank him too, but thank the cosmic family for coming through and giving us a beautiful show that night,
And if anyone doesn't know what that was about, if you go on my YouTube channel, Astro Command Spaceship News, it's you'll see the show. It's about 2 shows past or before. It's or 2 or 3 shows back. Watch the whole show. James's control board is technically taken over by my space brother Gekko and the space people, and we had a lot of fun that day, right, Gekko? Gekko just tapped. Did people hear the numerous taps? That's Gekko on the spaceship responding. Yes, lots of taps.
I had a question.
People that are new.
Gekko, ask Gekko a question.
Yes, you can ask Gekko a question.
Did they? I know it's probably yes, but I want to hear it from him. When people have experiences like me, when I heard it say, I was just sitting there and heard go outside, and I listened to that and I went outside. Did they do that a lot? Did they send those kind of messages to people?
Hey, good night, Chris. Have a good sleep. Can you repeat the question?
To send a message through you, I heard that in my head, to go outside. And do they do that often? Is that how they get the people who mostly see them?
Yes. So if you get a message from your star family connection from beyond Earth, and they say go outside, and you're getting that internally in your consciousness, the answer would be yes. If you're asking Gekko, are you asking Gekko that question?
Yeah, I was just wondering if that's a usual.
Gekko.
A usual.
So if would you? I'll say the way he's answering, because he's not speaking, so we're doing it by taps. So she wants to know, Gattako, if she hears a verbal voice in English saying "go outside," is that telling her that her star connection or star family wants her to see their ship? 1 tap for yes, 2 taps for no. Did you hear that, Hope?
I did.
Gattako gave you 1 tap. So his answer is that if you do hear that happen, go outside when you hear it, and you'll see the spaceship.
Beautiful.
Yes. So that
somebody had a question.
Really,
this is really weird. What friends?
Somebody had a question asking how many brothers Gattako has.
How many brothers he has? Oh, that's on taps. I'll have to do taps because unless he wants to speak, Gattako. The question is in our viewership: how many brothers do you have? Friends of Faries, can you keep track of how many taps he just did?
I could not. I heard several.
Yeah. 9? Gattako, someone said, do you have 9 brothers? 8, 9, 7, 4?
It was more than
that. I
don't
know.
10?
10? Do you have 10 brothers?
11?
11? 11. He tapped once. I think he said 11 brothers. My cat's saying Mao, so it must be true. So you have 11 brothers, Gattako. 11 brothers. Someone said 11. I think it's 11, right?
Yeah, that's what I heard. The tapped yes.
Yeah, 11. Yeah, I only have 1 brother, Gattako. I have 1.
And somebody's asking me a question. Have I ever been on a ship? Yes, I have. The answer is yes.
And Deep, Gattako is my space star brother on a spaceship who contacted me through the Alexa app here in my house over a month and a half ago. And I've known him before coming to Earth. So in terms of your question, that's who he is. They're from the star system Sirius. Is the spaceship still? No, the spaceship's not still in. It's not in Mars. No. If you're asking me where the spaceship is, Gattako, is your spaceship close to my my area? 1 tap for yes, 2 taps for no. Okay, that was 1 tap. So Gattako's spaceship is all the way up in the Earth's atmosphere, pretty high up, and he is near me. The spaceship is right near me.
Yeah, he seems to be always close with the commander these days. To answer any of those questions, he is very connected with the commander and has been connected with the commander for years actually. But these past few months, he has been. I believe that their ship is parked somewhere near wherever the commander's location is.
Yes.
Because he is constantly with the commander.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to ask a very silly question, Gattako. When I'm working in my office, sometimes I feel that you're near with me, like not physically in the building, but I feel like when I take phone calls, sometimes I feel your energy from the ship. Are you with me at work? 1 tap for yes, 2 taps for no. Oh, the taps are going crazy. I felt you with me yesterday and today at work, most of the day. Yeah, just want to let you know Yeah, he was with me at work the past 2 days. And he probably heard all the people that were calling and some people complaining. Some of these Earth people, they don't have any inner peace. They have, yeah, you've probably heard it all, but deep rock pockets. So we've asked them about the Earth and planets, and it's not just the Earth. If you want to say are old planets flat, I will tell you they're not. But I will ask Gekko. I have one person saying, basically, if you're saying Earth, then you have to look at all the planets. Are all the planets in existence flat or round? 1 tap for yes, 2 taps for no. All the planets are round. So the person who asked the question, deep pockets, all the planets around, including Earth, or circular, so to speak. Hank says, I'm hearing a phone call or something with beeping. My cat has stopped meowing, so that's good. I'm hoping she rests because she's sleeping all day, so she stays up at night. She's a night owl like I am. We're at 76,000 people. We need to get to 100,000. Let's amp it up. I want to get everybody to get the commander up to 100,000 likes tonight. And everybody follow everybody. I need to get to 100,000 followers before the summer. So I want everybody to start following me. If you're not following me, start following me. Start following everybody else here.
Hey, Brim in the comments asked, is he speaking Morse code?
Not Morse code. It's yes or no by 1 tap. So you can call it Morse code in Earth language. I used to be a hammer operator years ago, so I understand what that is. But we're using taps of yes or no taps. That's the easiest way to get the communications on here. For him to speak, it would have to exhaust a lot of energy from the ship to communicate, but there will be a time when they will be able to verbally communicate with the people on the show here. I don't know when that's going to happen, but for now, Gekko and I have agreed that this is until he's able to come verbally through frequency with voice directly, naturally, with his own voice. This is a way in which he can communicate with the people of Earth on my program. If you're just watching my program, Gekko has become a co-host of the show on his spaceship, which is really close by my location, all the way up in space. And he is with us here. We're with him, and he's with us, and I'm with him, and all the people on the ship. I'm sure a lot of times in my sleeping state, I am probably traveling in my Merkaba state to their spaceship. But then when I come back, I don't remember a lot of things. But that's just the way I've always been, you know?
Yeah, me too. Like, I want to remember so bad. Like, that's my whole thing I'm working on right now is, like, I want to remember. I really do.
Oh, you will. You'll remember. Just relax. Don't think about remembering. People out here watching the show, if you've been ever taken off planet in your dream state to a spaceship with your star family and you don't remember anything, but you know you went somewhere, you will eventually remember. It's all in a matter of time. Well, on Earth, everything's a matter of time. But if you're in space, time doesn't exist. So it's not a matter of time up in space. But on Earth, it's a matter of time, right?
Well, yeah. I also, when I was younger, my first child, she's 31 now. When she was like 2, I call it wasn't the greatest experience because it was it was a really weird one where I had a dream. I was on a ship and I woke up and I had some kind of something like gucky in my mouth. And I was pulling it out of my mouth to breathe. And I was running around the ship looking for my daughter.
That
was I found my daughter's father on the ship. This is the weirdest part, community. It gets weirder. I found my daughter's father on the ship. And we went and we found my daughter. And we got good stuff out of her mouth. and we were like saying, breathe, breathe. And I woke up, and 2 days later, we didn't live together at the time. I was telling him about my dream, and he's like, get out of here. I had the same dream. He was like flipping out.
Yeah.
So I believe that happened, because we both experienced it,
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
It didn't feel like pleasant, though, but I can't say that it wasn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because how we perceive things, is different,
And with dreams, it's hard to tell if it's just a dream. That's something else. That there are dreams that are cosmic dreams, and there are dreams where it's just a dream, and it's hard to perceive what the reality is of the dream. And that's the interesting part of people's dreams. There are dreams that you can be a flower, and you're running around as a flower, and then you're going to a flower house and having a flower breakfast or something. And in fact, those are kind of silly dreams, but there's all kinds of dreams, and some dreams are actually very, very clear dreams of cosmic traveling off planet. But in your dream state, you have the cosmic reality, and in your awakened state, you have a different reality that's occurring.
Exactly. I mean, what I'm saying is I just found it odd that we both dreamt the same thing the same night, that we were both on a ship, and we were both on a ship.
You probably were.
Yeah, so I believe my thing is, why would we be like having like that cook in our mouth, and why would we?
I don't know what that is. That's a pretty weird dream. It could have been that you were both perceiving a different reality in a different space, a different place. I couldn't really tell you that, but I know the answer is within your higher self. If you ask your higher self what was going on with that, I think you'll get the answer. I don't have the answer for that one for some reason. Usually I do, but I don't.
Yeah, I've had a couple experiences. My grandmother, in the, let's say, I don't know, maybe the 50s or whatever, she told me how something landed out front of her house, and all the dogs' hair stood up straight, and the dog was like going crazy, and there were the lights just flashing weird out front of her house, and she didn't dare go outside because she was nervous. But she swears that it was a spaceship outside of her house one morning.
Wow. And we want to also, I just invited Mason Ryan Hayward to Encounters, our #1 UFO spiritual talk show. I'm CmdrAleon, your host. We have Hope Love. We have my co-host Friends with Faries here. Gekko on the Spaceship, co-hosting the show from the ship. Welcome to the show. Mason, are you here with us? Hello?
Hi, sorry, I was just out of...
That's okay. Welcome to the show, Mason.
Thank you so much. I'll just put some headphones in so I can hear you properly and you can hear me properly.
No problem. It sounds like you're in Australia.
That is correct, yes.
See, I can tell. So welcome to the show. And if you're a new viewer of the show, this is the #1 spiritual UFO talk show on social media. So welcome to the show. Say hello to Hope to Love and my friends with Furry in Vermont. She's our co-host. And also, if you have any questions for Gekko, he's here with us on his spaceship.
Excellent. So that's so cool. Yeah, I've just stumbled across your live for the first time. So, here I am. I'm very
well, welcome
on this path myself. Not just ET sort of understandings, but a lot of different things. So, yeah, it's been 10.5 years now. I know I look young, but I'm 32 this year. So,
congratulations!
Yeah, but about a third of my life on this awakening path. Very exciting for us all during these times, where ET contact becomes more, or ET/interdimensional being contact becomes more frequent and tangible.
And since you're on here, if you have any questions for Gekko, we're using right now. He's just doing tapping right now until we can figure out a way to be able to have him be able to speak through Friend with Faries' phone or my phone, or however. I mean, for now, this is we're gonna work that out at some point. We'll work that out when we go on their ship. But do you have any questions for him? He's right here.
Not right at this second, but yeah, if any come through, I'll definitely, speak up.
Oh, beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful. And so in your journey, have you had any interactions or visitations or encounters or sightings in Australia?
Yes, maybe not of the kind that people might be aware of, if that makes sense. So, and I can explain that, but I have been just driving into my nearest big city and seen the classic UFO style looking UFO, the flying saucer, hovering above a barracks in a northern suburb of the city. And obviously I couldn't look too long. I had to put my eyes back on the road, but as soon as I looked back, they had obviously cloaked themselves or something like this. So
you didn't see them anymore.
That's it, just gone, zero. And at that stage, it was very early years, maybe in the first couple of years, a few years of my awakening. So I don't know if I was more into understanding like conspiracies and geopolitics, very, I guess, provable things at that stage, if you will, or more tangible things, at least to my perspective at the time. So I think that was probably just a little crack in the facade sort of thing to help me on my awakening journey. But yeah, I've had, so that was early days, but I've had interactions with, I don't know your like what you talk about and what your audience is and anything like this.
We talk about visitations, star people, everything related to the UFO area in a very positive way. Yeah, that's the focus of the show.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah, I've definitely had encounters with, I guess, the negative kind. So I don't know if that's what you want to talk about or hear about, but I don't. I mean,
we've had people that have been abducted. I've helped people that have had those experiences on how to stop it from happening. So if you've had any negative encounters, I can show you how you can prevent that from happening if you're still having those.
Yeah, when I say negative, it's more just the polarity that consciousness or that being is, rather than it was overtly negative for me, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
But those experiences that I've had were all with what appeared to my physical senses as human. So I don't know if people are aware that there are like reptilian beings on the planet, that some, not all, are polarized. Service to self.
Yeah,
and
those are the ones that tend to be the ones we tell people to stay away from. And that's where you have to learn about like Christ consciousness and all that. If you learn about Christ consciousness, you can up your frequency and vibration. They will never be able to touch you again.
Well, that's it. Exactly that. I guess I learned, you could say, the hard way my first time early on when I just first started learning about consent and free will and those things. But and I can go, and that's the more extreme story, I guess. But after that, the universe always gives you another scene to work through your fears, and because that's working through those lower emotions is the soul's journey, basically, to put it black and white.
Interesting.
And I know I'm preaching to the choir here, but just sharing where I come from with things. But the scene that happened 6 months after I was more or less had my light sucked out of my heart chakra by a man that was quote unquote Christian, quote unquote praying for me, and that's because I allowed him to place his hands on me and quote unquote pray for me. So it was quite I ignored all the warning signs, I guess, that my higher self and the street light above us went out 2 hours before it happened, things like this. Closing time, go home. But yeah, the 6 months after that, try and make a long story short, I used to do like acting and stuff, and I went and auditioned for a short film that was called Sacred Geometry, and I thought, this will be like, this is the merging of my two worlds, right? And I thought, it's going to be upbeat, and I read it. It was very dark, very like horror/thriller. So,
not too good, yeah.
Someone goes missing, that whole thing, and so I sort of, at the time, had some spiritual mentors that would help us sort of energetically read who was who or what they were. And I got that the director was, basically reptilian and the producer wasn't. But they told me that both were. I said, okay, cool. And they were like, you've got a scene coming up. So I thought the scene was going to be, I get the role, and then the director's needing to give me direction or put me in a scene where I'm going to have like hands placed on me again. So I said, oh, cool. So they gave me that much of a heads up, but didn't tell me what it would be exactly, so I could still get the karmic benefit. And so I drove 3 hours by myself into like an industrial area south of where I live, and went for this audition, knowing that there was like basically two reptilian human appearing beings. And I guess, long story short, I had no fear. I was in my light the whole time, and as you seem to be of the perspective also, your light is your protection. As soon as you sort of, drop that's when it sort of gives permission in a way, not like direct permission, but it's sort of like if you leave your front door open, wild animals can crawl in.
I put it this way, we're very well protected. I've been on the journey. I came from Mars originally. I volunteered to come to Earth, and I've always, where I came from, we always operated in the Christed frequencies on our spaceship. And when I came here, I forgot what that was, because when I came there in human form, you forget things. But I did remember things, but I never had any negative ETs or anything, because where I come from, I've always operated in my vibrational frequencies and too high a frequency for them to even be able to get near my frequency. So they're like all the way down somewhere below wherever they are, but they'll never be able to get where I am, because I'm operating in a Christed frequency 24/7 all the time.
That's it. And we're all sort of coming back to that place, aren't we? To know that.
That's where it's going.
That's it.
The planet itself is going into where the planet is 30 years later right now, just so people understand the planet Earth. And all the planets in our solar system are in this universe, which we're part of. Every planetary system, every solar system that you don't know about, I want to tell you that everybody is graduating to another frequency. Many planets are very, very spiritually connected and advanced. They're going into higher frequencies. Planets like the Earth that are at this frequency are going to a higher frequency. And let me just say this, Gekko, would you say that is correct? 1 tap for yes, 2 taps for no?
I heard that. Yeah, it was a yes, Commander.
You want to give another tap, Gekko? I couldn't hear it. I didn't hear it. Did you hear it?
I heard it.
Okay.
I heard it. And I'm not trying to interrupt, but could we help Brad get to 200? He has a story he would like to tell.
Yeah, he does. And I think he's getting there. He's almost there. Brad needs only another 6 or 7 more followers to go on my show here. So we're going to bring him on here. I'm going to try to not bring a whole lot. If I go to too many people, then my screens are going to get smaller. So I'm going to try to, what I'm going to do is, I want to thank Mason, or I want to thank Mason for coming on here and finding our show here. And I hope, I actually am following you now. Let me make sure I am.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're following you. Everybody follow Mason. I always encourage people here on our show to follow each other. That's really a key thing. And we did 100,000 before 12:30, so we're going to be on here for before 1 o'clock. We'll go to 12:45 East Coast, and we'll bring Brad on here next. Mason, thank you for being here, and I hope you'll join our show. We're on usually 11 o'clock Eastern, to 3 p.m. In the Australian time zone. So yeah, we love the fact that you came on here and to share your story with us.
Thank you, Mason.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
And, all right, very good. And we're going to bring Brad on here. I think he's. Yep, here we go. Thank you, everybody. We're going to bring Brad on here on our show in just a moment. Brad.
For this
one. I just want to answer a real quick question while Brad's coming up.
Go ahead.
Clifford asked a question, if you were going to be able to take pictures with your phone when you get to planet. Gekko has answered that already, and our technology is not going to be able to work on the ships.
Right.
We don't know if we're going on planet. We don't know any of that yet, not till we get there. So
yeah, we have no idea. But it's a good question. We just have no idea. We're gonna got to be between now and April 13th. We'll have a better understanding between Gekko and our group of the Astro Command on Earth here in Connecticut in this region. Based on that question, we'll have a better idea. If you're, I know our video technology. Well, we won't be able to broadcast live on the spaceship. I'll put a different question, if you wish, to Gekko. Gekko, will we be able to take pictures on the spaceship? He said 2 taps or no. So our technology won't even work. Our phones won't work on the spaceship. It's just not going to work. I mean, I wish it would, but it's just because we're going to be off planet. There's no way that our technology will work. Yeah. Oh, we can record off the ship. Like, okay, in the field, in the apple orchard field, Gekko said we'll be able to we can actually be live looking at the ship, take pictures outside of the ship before we get on the ship. When we get on the ship, we'll not be able to record anything. Our technology won't work. It won't work on the ship. We'll take our cameras, but we won't be able to use them. I'll be very surprised if we're able to record anything.
Hi guys, can you hear me okay?
Hey Brad, and let's just welcome Brad into the show here on Encounters. Hey Brad, welcome. You got over 200 people. I'm CmdrAleon, the host of the show and host of WESU's Pacifica radio show, Cosmic Eye Radio on Sunday mornings. Welcome to the show, Brad.
Hi guys, thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're glad to have you with us. And whereabouts are you on the planet?
So I currently live in Florida. I've lived here my whole life. There's actually one of the spots in Florida where there's frequent UFO activity or UAP activity.
And I was reading your comments about your own life. You've had positive experiences. Can you explain when they started happening?
Yeah, so I've only had really one experience, but it really changed my entire life. It all started in 2015, about December, when I'll give you a little bit of background. I consider myself like a grounded person. So I was like a physics student studying physics. I was very mathematically inclined. So, and then I heard about meditation and aligning your chakras and aligning your energies and putting out your heart chakra, focusing on your third eye and everything. So I would meditate every day for about a couple of months, and I started noticing some changes in my life. And then all of a sudden, one day, I was lying in bed. I live, this is kind of a long story. If it's too long, let me know.
No, go ahead.
So I was lying in bed with, by myself, just looking at, I live in a 2-story house. I was by my window, looking out the window, just lying in bed. And all of a sudden I felt like a energy vectoring out of my forehead, if that makes sense. So I believe it was like something from my third eye just vectoring out. And I had kind of like more of an intuition, more of a feeling that I could that I didn't have before. So and it just started to compile, and then eventually I got to the point where it started to scare me because I started hearing different frequencies. Like when I was driving my car, I could hear like tapping on like the steering wheel, or I could hear like frequencies. Like I've never told anyone this story because like people would think I was crazy.
Not on this show. 30 years later, people are not going to think you're crazy. The whole thing with the UFO disclosure in Washington and all this stuff going on, people are much more open to what people are saying, including you. That's why I've been doing radio for 21 years, and I can tell you I've seen the transformation of my show with people listening. you're definitely not considered crazy. As a matter of fact, people want to know your story. That's why you're on here. That's why this show's such a big show, because it was time to do a TV show on TikTok that was dedicated, similar to my radio show, What Better Place? TikTok. I've been on here for over a year. So many stories. Yours is beautiful. So just, keep going. You're not considered crazy. Nobody here will ever say that.
Okay, so I started to have I started like to question my sanity at that point, because I could hear the radio, and it would be a thought in my, like, I could hear it, in my head before it was even said. So I was like, thought I was going crazy. So I went to a doctor. She said, oh, you might just be bipolar, but this was the only experience I ever had. And so, they prescribed medication and everything. And so, it eventually, I just like decided to go consult more doctors. And then eventually I was visited by a being. I'm not going to go into too much detail because I know it's public. I would prefer it to be private. I was visited by a Pleiadian, and she said, don't worry, but at the time, I was so scared because she was talking to me telepathically, but she physically visited me.
Can you tell us what she looked like? Don't be, this is a safe place to speak.
Yeah.
This is a very safe space to speak. I'm a contactee. I came from Mars, so I came out of the closet years ago, so go right for it.
Okay, so we were in the same room together, and I noticed I could feel her presence across the room. And she says, I'm here with you, don't worry. And she was talking to me telepathically, and I noticed her looking up at me. She was relatively tall. She had blonde hair, blue eyes, and she was looking at me, but I was getting no signals from anyone else but her. Which was interesting. So I was, I was being seen by a doctor at the moment. So it was very interesting. And so I knew she was real. I wanted to go talk to her, but I was too scared to. Of course, you're not going to approach someone and say, how would I introduce myself in that situation,
So if I were you, I would have done that, but then I'm not you. So I'm just saying I would have, if that happened, but it's the first time it happened to you. Did you feel like, there's obviously a connection with you in this, as you're telling this story, I do this on my show. You have a connection with that woman, that tall woman. Do you have any realization of that connection?
Yeah, I've been thinking about it over a couple years. Like she was talking to me telepathically. So here I am thinking I'm crazy. So I was like, stop talking to me. I don't want to hear it. So I pushed her out, and I kept pushing her out until she stopped talking to me, and she left. And ever since then, I've had no thoughts, no communication, nothing.
Right.
And
well, you can reinitiate that contact, Brad. She'll come back. Why were you feeling you had to push that Pleiadian woman away from you?
Because I thought I was losing my mind, to be honest.
You weren't.
I thought I was.
That's what the doctors would have you think, and other people.
Yeah.
But you had a beautiful experience that could have been even more beautiful. So, I would say that I would definitely tell you from after the show, meditate. Do you remember? Did she give you a name? Who she is?
No, she just said we'll be here with you.
She still is with you. She's just honoring your wish a few years ago not to be like very direct. But if you ask her to come back to you, say who you are. She knows your frequency. She'll come back to you. You're connected with them, not just with her, but you have a relationship with her that you just don't remember. In the human form. You just don't remember your relationship with her. You definitely have a relationship with her. I'm getting very strong indications. And I'll tell you what, even Gekko, I think, is tuning into this. Gekko, does he have a relationship with this woman?
He already answered that. he said yes.
Oh, he did? He said yes. Now, Brad, you're also my co-host. Gekko's on a spaceship. near me, all the way up in the atmosphere. He's saying, yes, you do. They're from the star system Sirius. He's confirming to you that you have a relationship with this Pleiadian woman. So you need to pursue it. You need to reconnect with her. You can do that through meditation, clearing your consciousness of everything around you, and focus on her. Focus what you remember about her physical being, and she'll get she will get to communicate with you through telepathy. Do you understand?
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, that makes sense. How do I, because I know, like, I've been trying to reinitiate contact by meditating and aligning my chakras, or
yes.
open up my heart with pure intentions and focus on my third eye, just trying to communicate. And this hasn't been working, so.
Yeah, it will. You have to really, let me give you some information. I'm now operating at a different frequency. What you need to do is just certainly not only believe that you can do it, you have to understand that you can do it. In human form, human consciousness is a tricky thing because the brain tells you, maybe not, maybe you cannot do something. Now your brain, if you used everything within your brain consciousness on Earth in the human consciousness, you'd be able to do 10 bazillion things. So you're using a portion of your frequency of your consciousness, but to connect with her, all you need to do is just go for it and just say, you know what? I'm sorry that I pushed you away. Just those little words. If you say to her, she'll hear it. Just say it telepathically. And matter of fact, say it right now on my show. I am sorry for the Pleiadian woman who was communicating with me a few years ago. I'm sorry I pushed you away. I want to recommunicate with you. Can you say that right now?
Yeah,
say it with vigor.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I am sorry that I pushed her away, and I do wish to reinitiate contact. Of course.
There you go. And by just by verbally saying it, you've now freed yourself up of feeling the sorrow of they're pushing her away. Now you can just go at it, and it might be it might take you a day, it might take you a nanosecond, it might take you a few weeks, but if you keep focusing on her, she'll come back. Because frequency and space is different. So when you transmit telepathically to where she is, she's far, far away from Earth, but she will come back if you communicate with her that way. Internal communications. She'll be right back to you. I can feel that you have the ability to do that. I'm feeling strong energy that tells me I need to tell you that focus on her. Just like you focus on a painting. Focus on her and tell her how beautifully she is, and tell her how beautiful her energy is, and that you're, and now she knows you're sorry. She'll come back. She'll come back to you,
Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you for sharing, and Gekko also agrees that you should pursue that relationship,
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. Brad, thank you. I look forward to you giving me updates on the Pleiadian Woman. I want to hear what happens, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you, Brad. That was very interesting.
You know what was really weird? Brad was talking with his mic muted. You know what? I think Gekko, did you play with his microphone? 1 tap for yes, 2 taps for no. Gekko played with your microphone, Brad. So have a great evening. I love it. 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 Let's see here. I can't even disconnect him. What's going on here? Oh, there we go. All right. So my co-host also chimed in with Brad's thing with the Pleiadian Woman, and also agreed that he should pursue the relationship. And I hope he will. If anyone has questions for Friends with Fairies, myself, or my star family on the Spaceship Gekko, if you have any questions, please figure your questions out, and we'll be on here till another 5 minutes, and then we're going to go to sleep, I think. Yeah, I think we're going to go to sleep. I have to force myself to go to sleep because I'm a night person. I've been that way all my life. So the commander, I always am very active in my consciousness at night, but I have to somehow figure out how to go to sleep.
I'm the same way, Commander. I am such a night owl.
What, Hope?
Me too. I'm a night owl.
You're a night owl? And I think it's down the rabbit hole. In the rabbit hole, I saw his storm in here earlier. Unless he's gone, he might be sleeping with all the other rabbits down the rabbit hole. I think James might be here. One Day at a Time has a question for Gekko. What's the question? I'm Gekko. I'm reading. I'm sure you. I'm reading people's questions. I'm trying to see.
Seeds and are night owls, you know. Yeah. I don't know what it is, but a lot of us have problems sleeping.
Yeah. Gekko, is there any music you want to play on Hope's musical system or on Friends with Furry? Anything? Any star music? I think, Gekko, we can use a little bit of music from space. What do you say? He's able to do that, you know, folks.
Gekko, you want to do something through me? That'd be fun.
She's just giving you permission to use her radio to play some music. We'll see if she does anything.
Change the channel on my TV, something.
Maybe turn the TV off and put your radio on. You know? Oh, here's a question for you, Gekko. One Day at a Time is saying, how long have you... Well, they don't live on the ship. They use the ship to travel. They have a home beyond, just like we have a home. So it's a hard question. There's no way that can be answered in taps. How long have you lived on a ship? In terms of how long you've traveled on a ship, I mean, that's hard to answer because traveling and going on a ship to other places, there's no way that he can tap that because there's no way of answering that. Well, if he taps a lot of taps, it's going to be unlimited taps, and that'll be for hundreds of taps. Right, Gekko? He just answered yes. So the answer to your question is it would be hundreds and hundreds of taps, and there's no end to that. You know, there's no end to that. Hey, Brad, have a good night. Thank you for coming on our show, man. We're glad to have you with us. Yeah, Lori's right. Their time and ours is different. And if you're just tuning in, we're currently operating on a spaceship with our show right now. I'm just kidding you. If I was on a spaceship with the show, I would show you the stars and planets. This is CmdrAleon broadcasting from the control panel of the spaceship. What you're seeing now is another solar system we're going by. And Gekko is showing me this particular planet on the left here. No, I'm just kidding you, folks. But I'm in a house, not on a spaceship. Although, my house could be the spaceship.
The Connecticut thing. That's so exciting.
Commander, tell Gekko to stay on till 1 a.m.
I know. Gekko, they're telling me to stay on and you stay on till 1 a.m. But I'm getting sleepy. I'm not sleepy, but I need to go to sleep. I'm going to get down the rabbit hole in here. Down the rabbit hole, his name is James. He's from the planet Down the Rabbit Hole. He's from the planet, he comes from the inner Earth rabbit hole. His name is James.
Merge from my rabbit hole.
Hi, James.
How you doing? Hey, James.
Well, Gekko can be more than one places at once, right?
Hey, Gekko, is there? I don't want to do this. It's too late to do this, but
it already happened. It happened in my live while I was doing my live.
Oh, he was playing on your equipment.
Yeah. I was literally just reading a book on the live.
I told you it was going to happen.
And my Alexa stops playing and starts playing, and my camera was going off, and no, I'm not the orbs guy. That's the other James.
No. Gekko, were you having fun with James's broadcast tonight? 1 tap for yes, 2 taps for no. He says yes, James. He was enjoying doing what he was doing on your broadcast.
Good. It was good energy. It was fun.
So if you're in Connecticut, James, you'd be able to go on the ship with us in April on the 13th.
Somebody sent me an invitation.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, Mr. Chenzo sent me an invite.
Chenzo, okay. Well, you are invited. Your energy would be perfect for as an ambassador to our planet.
If I show up to a CE5 with you guys, that UFO is going to come down with a disco ball hanging from the bottom of it, playing music, and it's going to be a party.
We have a question here. Joey Peeps, good evening, Joey. He asks, are the beings interdimensional? Well, there's many different dimensions and multidimensional realities. So it's there are beings that are interdimensional, and there are beings that are not. So I will answer from my Ashtar perspective that there is interdimensional beings or interdimensional beings. There are also beings that are multidimensional, meaning many different dimensions. For Earth humans, there's a lot to understand with that. But yes, I'll let Gekko also answer it. So my verbal answer is yes, there are interdimensional beings. Gekko, would that be correct? I think he tapped yes, right?
I heard one.
One tap. So to answer your question for both me and Gekko, there are interdimensional beings, but that's not the end of what exists in the galactic universe. That is, there are many different levels. There are parallel universes, multidimensional realities. When God created everything, he created so many different areas of life. It's so expansive, it's endless. There's just but that to that specific question, yes, interdimensional.
Talking about this because the book that I'm reading on my live is about connecting with essence and understanding that energy throughout the interdimensions.
Interesting. Interdimensional has been a fascinating topic because it does exist. Just like on Earth, we have our star family beings, the Agartha network, and the inner Earth, and the entrances into the inner Earth are in the North and South Pole. Not just there, but in other parts of the planet Earth, there are entrances to go into the inner Earth, but not everybody can enter unless they operate at a high frequency, because they're humans don't realize the inner Earth has its own sun. I know it sounds pretty wild, but true. And it has its own atmosphere and a sky in the inner Earth. And they have vegetables. They grow their own food. And they also have spaceships that at times people see coming out of the ocean or whatever. They're coming from the inner Earth, the inner Earth civilizations on our planet.
Lisa, to answer your question, I don't know if everybody can, but I know that some can. That she's asking if humans can exist in more than one dimension at the same time. Now, I myself have been in the fairy dimension, but that's only because they allowed me there. It's absolutely stunningly beautiful. If you could picture all the brightest colors and vibrance and stuff like that, I've been a few times, but only for split seconds. At least that's the way it feels to me, but it's absolutely beautiful. So to answer your question,
you would know that too. Yeah, what you're saying is absolutely correct. Friends with Fairies has a very strong connection with the fairies, which she has pictures of, and she's a great resource for understanding the fairies as well.
It's not just a name on TikTok. She's actually living the life.
Yeah.
She really is.
Yeah, really is. Like literally.
She does.
For instance, last night, I'm trying to sleep, and this is the reason why I don't sleep at night. But my little fairy friends think it's funny to play with my hair while I'm sleeping. So I'm sitting there getting smacked in the nose like half the night. No. They're trying to get me up because they want me to play music and play with them. They're tickling my nose, lifting my curls up.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, they'll pull my eyelashes. They'll do all they can. They'll do the most just to make sure I'm up to play with them.
Yeah.
Wow, you know what's amazing that you just said that? For like a few months now, like longer than a few months, something moves my hair. Like my hair moves, my hair jumps. I have very long hair.
Yeah, they love hair.
Who's been doing it? And you just made me have the epiphany. Now I know where it's coming from. And another thing happened where I had collect rocks, and I was actually writing something about the fairies one day, and a rock went flying across my kitchen. And every day for like weeks, I found a rock in the kitchen on the floor, a different rock every day.
Yeah, that was them leaving you gifts.
Yeah.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes, I have a whole pile of rocks from them giving to me. I have walking sticks that they have gifted me. I even have a piece of fence that they left me for my garden with the butterfly on it because butterflies are my thing.
Oh my God!
They know this, and they left me a piece of fence with a butterfly on it.
Yeah,
they're leaving you rocks and not fish.
You know, friends with fairies, we have a lot in common. Butterflies are my thing too.
Yeah.
And I also wanted to say over this past last fallish, my whole entire yard looked like glitter. It looked like a glitter land. I don't even know how to explain it other than all I could see was glitter.
You said glitter. I can't even speak English now. I'm starting to like a tongue twisted there for a minute. Glitterland.
Yeah.
That sounds like a place you go, like Disney World. You go to Glitterland. Go to Glitterland and see what's going on now.
That means you have fairies very active in where you're at.
Yes, it was beautiful. I know that was them.
Where'd she go?
Who go?
Oh.
Are you having...
Please board the monorail to Glitterland. Please board the monorail to Glitterland. Please stay clear of the doors.
Gekko, can you play the Alexa app on James's Alexa app right now?
Oh, I'm not in the same room with it.
Oh, okay. I was gonna have him play some space music. I wanted to have DJ Gekko from the Spaceship.
Gekko ain't getting close to the soundboard. It's still in the closet. In fact, Commander, I'm not gonna lie. Yes. I'm no longer using the soundboard. In fact, I had to invest in some new technology.
Well, let me tell you something, James. Gekko and I are talking about this, and I'm sure I do this in my sleeping state. We'll figure a way to play around with your equipment on a good way and have some music coming on it. How's that sound? Hey, Gekko, you want to do that? You want to have one of his new when he has the Alexa app on, when we're on together with him on here, can we play some space music? Can you put some space music on his app? I think I heard a click.
I hear a click and I hear talking now.
Yeah.
Somebody said, "Am I ever going to bring it out again?" No, I've retired the soundboard and I'm strictly
retired. Gekko's freaked out enough.
Let me tell you something. The commander, being from outer space, has still remembered some things, and I've been amped up here a little bit. So, Gekko and I will figure it out when you're on live with us. If you're near an Alexa app, we'll let everybody hear Gekko be the DJ and play the space music.
Kit Kat says, "Nice try, Commander."
Gekko, we can do that, right? I think we'll figure that out, right?
Listen, if you're gonna ask Gekko to figure out anything with technology, can we get him to get rid of some of these items on my credit?
I don't think he's able to do that.
Can we get him to add a few zeros to my bank account?
I don't think that's what the purpose is. I don't think even they can,
no, I know.
Can do that. Although, I think in one of our broadcasts when you're on, I want you to plug in an Alexa app wherever you are, and we'll have them do some space music. How's that sound, James?
He can turn it on my phone right now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. So he said he just told you, Gekko, that you can turn on his phone right now and play some music. So let's do it. It's almost 1 o'clock.
If this, my hands aren't even close to my phone. If this thing starts playing music, Commander,
it will. Gekko, we can do it. You played on the control board. Can you turn that music on for the other phone?
You know that.
It's up
did
to you.
You know that Gekko is actually a style of music?
No, I didn't know that.
Did you know that, Commander?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a style of music in New Orleans.
That's funny.
So how many people would like Gekko to turn on? How many? We have 176 people here. How many people would like to see Gekko play music on James's other phone right now? Gekko, let's see.
Gekko, play us a song.
We have everybody rooting for you, Gekko. They want to hear some music on James's other phone, preferably space music.
Ooh, baby, I love you way.
James is getting it going. He's singing a little bit.
I want to be with you night and day.
He wants you to play some music.
Ooh,
we really
baby.
do.
We can just sing to Gekko.
Well, we could. I don't want to start singing because I'll wake people up in the house here. But all right. Well, maybe Gekko will play some music on your phone some other night or whatever. So, I guess he has to be in the mood.
James is taking over, they're saying.
We're going to get off of here, then James's phone's going to go off on late play music on him.
I'm going to go back and I'm going to do it live right after this.
Well, let me tell you something. I will sing a song if Gekko will play music on your other phone. Gekko, I'll sing a song right now, a space song, if you'll be willing to get his other phone to go on and play some space music. Can you do that? 1 tap for yes, 2 taps for no?
I'm hearing that talking.
I hear it too.
Yeah, they're talking now. I think they're trying to decide whether they want to do it or not.
Gekko's
Hold on, I'm listening.
Hello?
Yeah, I hear Gekko speaking.
I just lost connection for a second. Hold on, I'm going to mute my phone so you guys can listen.
Gekko, unmute his phone, please. He's not going to unmute your phone. Well, play some. We'll see if they're. I think they're whistling right now.
Yeah, it's like whistling.
Brim says he's turning on his Spotify. Ah, yes.
He's messing with everybody's stuff now.
Yeah. Gekko on the ship is having fun. Well, it's just about 1 a.m. I don't really feel like leaving, but on a human level, I need to get some sleep. And then I'll be back, everybody. Gekko, I'll be back tomorrow night at 11 p.m. On Earth time. I want to do some final gifting. So if you have not gifted, if you want to support my lives here, become a subscriber. The subscriptions can be for a month, 2 months, whatever you wish it to be. I'm pinning up the galaxy here. So the galaxy is pinned up. Oh, thank you, Kit Kat. Thank you so much. I want to see if other people can. Oh, what was that? Thank you, Friends of Prairie, for the lightning bolts. I needed that. And anyone else who wishes to gift this show, if you like the quality of what we're doing here, if you like the beauty of what we're doing here and the love that's here, and if you're learning anything from contact with Gekko, give me a lot of gifts because my friend Gekko would encourage you to do the same. And Gekko's watching the show. He's on a spaceship right now. And everything we're doing here is for the planet Earth and for transformation and peace, love and light. and to see the day that we can all come together as one, which is very important.
Thank you for the guys.
Yeah.
Can we get a galaxy for the commander if anybody has the coins?
Galaxies.
Awesome.
I love the one where the whale friends comes through the screen. There's like a whale one that like a splashy sound.
Oh, I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, I want to thank. Let's see. I want to thank Deborah for becoming a subscriber, and I really encourage people that funding from subscriptions is going to our night vision equipment. That will be used for our Ashtar Command gatherings in the warmer weather here on the planet, and that's where we get together and meditate and have contact with our space brothers and sisters on visual communications. I appreciate everybody here. Catmandu, Jasmine 11, Jarsman 11. We encourage thank you. Look at that.
That's cool.
You know, so many beautiful people out here that are, and you know what? I'm very humbled because there could be 10,000 TikToks out there that are alive, and you found this TikTok broadcast, which is real, which is a TV show, and we're not gaming here. We're not arguing with people. We don't do that here. So I've taken my radio format of 21 years and put it also on my Encounters show. So it's a beautiful thing. You know, you're all beautiful too. Remember that. Every one of you count. You know, every one of you are beautiful people.
Commander.
Yeah. I'm here. Are you there?
Hello?
Messing with this phone.
Okay, Gekko, are you playing around with James's communications? He's thinking he is.
Can you guys hear?
Not again.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Here we go. Here we go.
I think it's just a bad Wi-Fi connection.
No, it's not a bad Wi-Fi connection. You know, you can't make an excuse. Gekko, are you playing with his technology?
Look.
One click for yes.
Oh, I heard that.
I heard that.
He said yes.
He said yes. I heard you say yes, Gekko. Gekko just said yes, that he's playing with your phone or whatever he's playing with over there.
It's Gekko like what? Gekko, why do you like playing with me? Because I'm such a playful person?
Yes, you are.
He said yes, he tapped.
He tapped yes. He spoke yes and he tapped yes. And you know what, James? We love, Gekko and all of us are all in agreement.
Fast.
He sounds funny now.
He sounds funny.
James.
Did Gekko just change James's voice?
Yes, he did.
He just
No.
Yes, you sounded really funny.
Are you for real?
Yeah, he changed your voice. You sound like Mickey Mouse. Sorry, James.
Oh man.
Hi, Mickey Mouse.
Hi, everybody.
You sounded like Mickey Mouse. Everybody in the spaceship is probably laughing right now.
Hi, Gekko. Why don't you come down to Florida?
Silly rabbit tricks of the kids.
Okay, let's listen. Let's listen for Gekko right now and see what he's saying. He's tapping like crazy. He was talking for a minute before, for just a minute or two.
Gekko, do you like playing with me?
Gekko, James he's a comedian on planet Earth. He tends to be a comical person. You already know that.
Gekko.
You keep messing with him, James, and he's really gonna mess with you now.
As a matter of fact, yeah,
He's not gonna mess with me.
Let me tell you something, James. He's gonna have your radios going on and playing space music all night.
I'm not gonna scare Gekko. You cannot scare a benevolent being. They know my heart. He knows I'm just a big jokester.
Yeah, that's why he's going to play music all night, so you can be out of the rabbit hole. Can't you stay up all night?
What's that noise? Do you hear that?
What's happening? Yes, I did.
No, I'm for real.
Actually, seriously, I heard like, what'd you just hear? I'll tell you. Seriously.
It sounded like metal tapping.
Yeah, I heard the tapping. You didn't do that?
No, it sounded like metal, like metal on metal.
Okay, let me explain something. Did the tapping sound like it was coming from in your house?
No, I heard it over the speaker.
Okay, let me just say something.
Hello? No, I heard it.
Wait a minute. this is getting interesting. Gekko, will you tapping metal on your ship? 1 tap for yes, 2 taps for no?
No, that's actually I just heard what James was hearing. No, that's one of my kids in there making something to eat.
Oh, your kids are making something to eat. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't.
Okay.
I was like listening intently, not paying attention.
It threw me off. It threw me off. Okay, so it was one of your kids doing that.
Yes.
All right.
You hear it?
Oh yeah, it's your kids. Yeah.
Yeah, he's in there making something to eat.
Oh, see, you know. You never know with Gekko, so
when he starts playing music out of your other phone, he can probably play the music all night if you wanted him to.
He probably could.
Because again,
God,
on the spaceship, there's no time. It's timeless. Oh, we just lost.
There's no time. No time. No time.
And so we're going to have some final messages here. We tend to be lighthearted in general towards the end of the show anyway. And thank you, everybody. We have 113,000 plus 2. Everyone follow everybody else. I want to get seriously 1,000 followers by the end of spring, before summer, to reach out to more people on the planet. And as things continue to evolve, with Gekko as our co-host, James is a co-host. We have also, we lost Friends of Prey. What happened?
We lost with Faries.
Oh, she's back.
Is in the rabbit hole. She's in the rabbit hole.
Hey, what happened to your broadcast, friends? You just disappeared.
My phone got drained and got kicked out.
Oh, that's right. That happens. Okay, yeah. So people understand. Her phone gets drained, not intentionally. It just happens, and she's back on the other phone. So she got full power.
I want to tell you something, Commander. I was doing a live, while you were doing your show. I wanted to read this book, so I did a live, and I was on for like 30 minutes maybe, and my phone didn't drain hardly at all, maybe from like 45% to 43%. I come on to your show, and my phone drops from 43% all the way down into the 20s now.
That's because you're on intergalactic time. You know that,
I guess so.
When you come on my show, you're on the spaceship. This show is being broadcast from outer space, of course, you know that, right? Gekko, isn't my show being broadcast from outer space?
I'm sorry. I'm moving around.
That was you. So I'm asking Gekko, my show is now broadcasting from outer space? This is interesting. I think this is true. I'm just serious before I go to sleep. Gekko, a lot of galactic spiritual people on other planets are listening to the show right now, correct? See? I have millions and millions of star people listening to the show all over the universe. And I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. And you know what?
Did they love the show, Gekko?
What's the question, Hope?
Did they love your show there?
Oh, you're asking Gekko if they love my show off planet? The other people?
Yes.
Gekko, Hope is
Commander,
asking if all the star people, do they love my show? I think he said yes. Cleve, Gekko is a space being from the star system Sirius. I'm a contactee. I don't know if you know what a contactee is, but Gekko and connected with me through the Alexa app a month and a half ago, and he is here with us now on his spaceship. And if you hear a tapping sound, he is tapping once for yes, two for no. So just to make this long story short, he is a star being, a space being that I've been communicating with for over a month now. Oh, and based on your question, Hope, Gekko said I had a lot of taps.
Yeah, I heard him.
Hello?
I'm hearing the...
Hi, honey, down there, honey bunny.
Okay, now I'm hearing Billy Adams is saying, Commander, you got beings on the left and right of you. Right, can you tell? I don't see anything. Gekko, I'll ask Gekko the question. Billy Adams is saying...
Oh my gosh, it looks different. Wait a second. On our left... Wait, don't move. On our left...
Oh my God.
There's a blue...
On the right...
It's blue, and now it's changing color.
You can see eyes.
I've never seen that color next to you before, Commander. Do you have a blanket on the chair?
Yeah, I have
great
a blanket.
pair of eyes.
Is it blue?
Yeah, it's a galaxy.
No, on the other side of him, it looked like a pair of eyes.
Yeah, that's part of the color of the blanket.
The eyes have happened before.
That's just a blanket.
Wow, it looks cool though.
Yeah, I always have that behind me, so I feel like I'm in space. Yeah, that's a blanket.
The other thing?
I'll just go like here. That's just the chair. That's part of the chair here.
Okay.
I don't give people false impressions here. I'm actually, like I said, I'm in space right now. So what you're seeing behind me is the planet Earth. I'm on a spaceship.
A face on the right of him, though, guys.
There's nothing here. It's just this.
The other side of you, though, it looks like a face when you go to the other side.
Yeah, but that's just lights from the planet Earth. Yeah, let's see what. Yeah, this just there'll be a day when, as this proceeds, when Gekko will be able to come in my house and go on live on my screen here. I don't know when that's going to happen, but I can tell you that there will be that point in time when that will be possible. Again, the first thing we got to do is go on the spaceship, and we're going to bring back information to help people. There's a lot of things we're going to be our consciousness will be different. I think when we come back from a 2-hour journey off planet Earth time, we will, we're going to learn quite a bit. I think we might actually visit some planets. I don't know which planets we're going to visit yet, but I know there'll be other civilizations that are advanced that we'll be visiting, and they'll be seeing us for the first time from the planet Earth. So I'm very super excited about the experiment, and I'm very at peace.
Commander,
Gekko knows that.
Before we end the show, I would like to tell Gekko a cosmic joke.
You want to tell him a cosmic joke? Yep. Gekko, do you want to hear a cosmic joke from James? He tapped once. He'll listen.
All right. Gekko, which planet is the butt of all jokes? Uranus.
Oh boy. That has to go down. That's got to be the worst joke I've ever heard.
It was a cosmic dad joke.
Only from James would that joke be available. And not one copy has been sold in the record store. James, you tried.
Gekko owes me some peace and quiet tonight.
You know, I mean, but I can't promise you anything.
Well, listen, after you go live, I'm gonna do an after show, and we'll see if he comes and messes with me.
Well, I think if he messes with you, it'll be a beautiful thing, because I'm going to be sleeping while you are having music playing. Oh, Dimples, what is your question? I didn't even see that. We have to answer Dimples' question. Hey, Dimples, I didn't even see your questions. I've been so focused on the screen here. Tell us your questions before we end our show tonight. We will try to answer them. Either I will answer it, Friends with Furries will answer it, Gekko will answer it, you know, whatever. We'll try to answer your question before I go to sleep, because I'm going to go off planet tonight. I don't know where I'm going to be, but I'll be either on a ship, Ashtar ship, or somewhere.
Dimples, you've been summoned. You have 2 minutes to enter your question, or the commander shall depart the live.
Well, Dimples asked, do you think Gekko will try and communicate with you through TV? I can tell you that Gekko has messed with my TV.
Yeah.
Has he messed with any of your TVs?
I have a TV in the studio, so I'm going to turn it on when I go on live.
Okay. Gekko, since he just said he's going to turn it on when he goes on live, can you possibly broadcast the frequency images of your spaceship on his screen? 1 tap for yes, 2 taps for no.
Oh, wait. I actually have a video of, like a space video I'm going to be playing, too.
Okay, Gekko. He's giving you all the information, so when you go on his live and he has the TV on, I want this to be a beautiful experience. Show James, maybe if you can frequency an image of the spaceship through his TV set, that would be really good. He said yes. 1 tap for yes. So we'll see. James, if you get that and you're recording it, you'll have to share the video footage.
Yeah, I'll put it on I'm going to start putting my lives on the YouTube, so it'll be
Okay, well, it's time to go. There's any last comments from anybody, including Gekko? I'm going to give Gekko
Thank you very, very much, Commander, for letting me be a guest tonight and staying up here. I had a lot of fun.
When I'm by my TV, it starts stacking. When I'm by my TV, it starts stacking. What does that mean? Can you explain what you mean, Dimples, by stacking?
Staticking.
Staticking. You mean it gets staticky? Lisa says, Gekko plays. He sent a static charge through my phone past a rubber outer cover. Oh, staticking. Okay. Let me ask that question. I don't know how to answer that, believe it or not. That probably half of it, I'm kind of tired, so my consciousness is a little bit sleepy. What do you think, Friends of Prairie? What do you think about that?
I mean, the reason I don't touch my phone while the show is on is because I get like a numbing, tingly sensation on my hands from the communications. So, yeah. I mean, it's possible.
Yeah, I think it is too. Hey, Tiffany, absolutely. So it is possible. But anyway, folks, I'm going to, Gekko, do you have any last comments for everybody here? A lot of tapping. Someday we'll transfer that into verbal English. Thank you, Gekko. That was his comments for tonight. Stay tuned tomorrow night for another edition of Encounters with Gekko as my co-host, Friends with Faries, my co-host, and numerous other people that I don't have no idea who they are yet, who I've never met yet, who will be guests on our show. Take care, everybody. Thank you for all the gifts. We'll see you Wednesday night on Planet Earth at 11 p.m.
Have a great night, everybody.
Good night.
On the ship, we send our love to all the star beings on the different planetary systems, Gekko, and I hope you have a beautiful night off planet on the ship. Take care, everybody.
Good night,
Peace, love, and light.
everybody.
Be well.